like these wars in Russia and then geopolitical situation in Turkey. Don't know how much I can talk about this. You know, I use molecular biology, but I'm making these like hazelnuts. So if you like Nutella, it's a lot deeper than it looks, dude.
That's an example of someone who got like a college degree who's really using it
right
in a way that you're like, huh, I guess we do need educated people.
I guess we do need that. Because even in fruits and nuts, do you think horticulture goes to like people that are trying to make it? Because I watched a whole video the other day at like 3 a.m. about how like the fruit at your local supermarket makes it there from like fucking Argentina. Do you think those are those people? Like the doctorates of horticulture are the ones that are trying to figure out how to fucking ship bananas all the way across the country without them rotting in a specific amount of time.
Like you to keep the world going.
Like a very needed person for society, but some shit you would never think about.
100%. I think he brought up a good point. He went into research and went into like the actual sciences of it and like the development, I guess, of new plants. But a lot of people who go into agriculture go into it to like work in a farm or something.
Yeah.
And I could see how those people are like, yeah, not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
I live in the middle of nowhere. I didn't grow up
Yeah, it's more hands-on work than anything.
doing this. Turns out I don't like farming.
How do people find these jobs? Bro, I was just about to ask that. Like, it makes sense. Like, what do you guys want to go to college for if you're not in college yet? Or if you want to go to college? Most of you are probably going to say, like, something with business, maybe something STEM related. But they're all jobs that we know about. I have never heard of horticulture as a degree. So how the fuck did he go to college and be like, yeah, this is the profession that I want to get into?
You got to wake up early, and it's hard to meet girls. Cool guy.
Yeah.
Mooney.
Mooneyham.
Shouts to Moon.
And now time for a quick dog.
No.
He wakes up. Actually makes them feel good.
All right, now for the third least regretted field of study, health.
Bro, that's so many different things. Health. So like all doctor related shit like nutritionists or GPs.
So this includes registered nurses, doctors, physical therapists. It's like life sciences, but you touch people and take their blood.
My buddy Chris is a dentist.
I would never want to be a nurse. I respect nurses a lot. You got to work weird ass shifts. You do get a lot of time off and you could like travel and make good money. I don't think I could ever put a catheter in anyone. I was going to say another man. I couldn't put a catheter in myself. I don't think I would. That's drawing the line. You got to clean up people's poop. Maybe assist in surgery. I couldn't assist in surgery. I fuck up the medicine. I don't know. Wipe people's butts all day. Bro, you got to do so much shit. You watch people die. It's sad. It's always sad. It's never not sad. And it's not like adrenaline not sad. Like if you're like a paramedic, it's high energy. Sad, you see shit, but it's high energy. RN, there's some high energy moments. A lot of it's like you're just watching old people die. Like, ugh.
That's not a dentist.
Your call has been forwarded.
Oh, he blocked you.
My buddy is a anesthesiologist.
Okay.
Anesthesiology is so scary. The surgery or the fucking insurance they have for that's crazy. Anesthesiologists are the people that give you medicine or like shit before surgery. Like when you need an anesthetic. You need something that's going to numb you or make you pass out. Or they need to pump you with certain medicines while they're giving you surgery or help. Yeah, like they put you under, right? But it's very micro doses of certain things. And if they fuck up, you die. And so, I don't know if I could do that.
Call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Why isn't anyone answering the phone? It's 3 p.m.
He's calling me back.
Oh, shit. Be cool. Be cool.
I'm curious to know, like, do you regret your college degree?
I do regret my college degree in terms of my undergraduate because I did a lot of chemistry degrees, but then when I went to medical school, ultimately 98% of what I learned was worthless, and felt like I spent 4 years of studying a subject that I just didn't really have any kind of usefulness for. I kind of wish I had studied maybe a more philosophical approach.
But you're happy to be a doctor now.
I am happy to be a doctor. I'm not upset with my financial predicament, but there's different levels and positions too in terms of income.
Where are you at in that ladder?
I'm definitely on the upper end of physician incomes. I do pretty well.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm a pretty stable job. There's a lot of people that like you for what you do.
I think we get the gist. People don't hate you. You make a good amount of money and seems pretty chill.
It is what it is, so.
Thanks for the insight. What do we think? I mean, I thought the big reason health was going to be so high was because it's like education, but you get paid a lot of money.
Like, you mean it's
I thought it was going to be both
morally, you feel like you're doing something good,
Yeah.
but then you get paid.
Yeah.
All right, so that's no surprise. The doctor doesn't regret being a doctor, but he does regret not majoring in poems or something.
I think it shows that getting an education doesn't always have.
Damn, that really does. That does suck, though, the thought that your doctor or surgeon could actually fucking hate their job. Not even in a neutral standpoint where it's like, okay, I'm making good money and I'm helping people. Like, I doubt every surgeon's, like, giddy to go to work. But you're meeting your fucking doctor that's supposed to be helping you, and right before he showed up, he was like, like, dreading getting in his car and having to show up to help you.
To be about turning it into a career. It is cool to just better yourself for the hell of bettering yourself.
Yeah, the number 2 most regretted field of study is humanities/art.
Humanities/art. That's me.
You guys said that would be number 1. What the fuck is going to be number 1, though? Humanities/art. That's a lot.
How embarrassing. I studied film, which was in that category.
What is a humanity?
Humanities include the study of history, philosophy, and religion.
That's me! Number 2 most regrettable degree, chat. Do I regret it? No. What's my job? Twitch streamer. Did I do anything in the field of philosophy? Nope. Outside of my philosophy YouTube channel.
Modern and ancient languages and literatures, fine and performing arts, media.
That's a
Oh,
lot.
dude, it's because you don't make fucking any media. Don't they have degrees for social media now? It's not like you get a degree in social media, but it's a degree with something with social media. Dumbest degree ever if you go for that shit. Just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. What is this? Kai Cenat Streamer University? You're going to go to college so you learn how to fucking make an Instagram post? Like, just do it, right? I feel like that's bad news if you're like, I need to get a 4-year degree in fucking social media. Anyways, fine arts and performing arts, they get a like, if you get a good job there, you get to travel the world and perform, which is really cool, but you don't make good money unless you're really, really at the top. And even then, your lifespan on being able to do it is so short. Like, if you're a ballet dancer or you perform in plays, really depends what, but like a lot of the time you might only be able to perform for like 10 years. Modern ancient language and literature. I feel like literature ends up going into education a lot. Religion.
Media.
That's a lot of stuff.
I got a degree in philosophy and religion. I don't know anyone that gets a degree in religion and doesn't become like a priest. If you're just getting a straight theology degree.
Performing arts, media.
Like, what do you do with
That's a lot of stuff.
What do you do with a straight theology degree if you're not going to be like a Catholic priest or teach religion? Teach theology at a school? Like, what do you do with just a theology degree? I could understand philosophy, because philosophy you could segment into like HR in a grad program. A lot of people get dual degrees with psych and become like therapists.
Stuff to be lumped into one thing.
Human experience.
Oh, the
Yeah.
human experience.
It's everything related to
the
the
human
human
experience. I mean, it's
A mortician? Do you have to get a degree to become a mortician?
totally understandable why so many people regret this. Film school and art degrees, they're a big gamble. Like,
Yeah.
there's way more people majoring in that.
I'd hope so. Really? What's the worst that's gonna? What's the worst that could happen? They're dead. They're dead. If you're a mortician, it's like the body looks weird. Like, you're not gonna kill. It's not like you're an anesthesiologist. Worst thing that could happen, you bring them back to life. Oh shit! You forgot your training. I didn't know. I didn't know it. And he's just like a dead body just walking out of the morgue.
Than jobs available. Totally see why a lot of people who majored in a crapshoot got snake eyes and were like, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think the only reason I don't regret it is because I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like, if I had given up at some point and wasn't doing anything related to any of it, I would.
Well, yeah, I do think a lot of people that get into humanities and arts degrees end up just using that degree to put a foot in the door for the fact that they have a degree and then go into a field that has nothing to do with, you know, cinematography or whatever they ended up getting into.
Be like, dude, I should have gone to school for engineering. If I had a friend who's like an accountant and I asked them to meet up after work and they're like, oh, I can't. I go to UCLA every Wednesday for my like screenwriting class, and they're just doing it for the pursuit of it. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
So it sucks that people regret pursuing those things because I think a lot of humanities and arts comes from a place of interest or passion.
The truth is, work without.
Ooh, do you think people regret it because it's like their dream gets killed? Like they go to school for like acting, performing arts, and then they fucking fail like miserably. Oh. So it's not even like, oh, the pay or they don't like their job. It's just like, I literally could not get cast in any role at all.
Without will and work without direction only makes you a beast of burden.
Oh, is that a quote?
Yeah.
Who said that?
I don't know. Another important takeaway from the study is that someone's field of study isn't always the most regretted aspect of higher education. A lot of times it's a relationship.
Yeah.
From a statistical standpoint, the number one regret in regards to higher education, more than the field of study, according to this survey, with 45% of students feeling this way, is not getting more education.
Whoa.
A huge contributor.
The number one regret of higher education is not going further. So they wish that they had gotten a PhD.
To that is 61% of dropouts wishing that they had finished school. All right.
Well, yeah. I will say, this is how I perceive this, okay? I'm not saying this applies to anybody or you need to do this. I was in college from COVID 2020, 2021 till I graduated like summer of 24. I was exercise science for the first year. Philosophy the second year, third and fourth, right? And I think that the second year I really wanted to drop out. And that was 21, 22, right? So like the 2 months into my sophomore year when like I was finally going back, first year of college, exercise science fully online. I didn't go to college one time. Every class I had was on Zoom. It was terrible. It was like I was still in high school. Second year, first year of actual college, first day I showed up, I was like, I'm going to fucking drop out. Stuck with it. Happy I did. I see so many people that drop out, but they don't drop out in the first or second year. They drop out in the third or fourth. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're already, if you're past halfway, might as well stick it out. That's how I'm seeing that shit. The amount of people that drop out like year 4, year 3.5, I'm like, bro, you have fucking 70% of your degree done. Just get it at this point. Like, what are you fucking, I understand if it's like a life thing where it's like, okay, some shit happened where like you physically have to push school to the side, but that's just putting it off. That's not dropping out. The amount of people that are like, yeah, college isn't for me. Buddy, it took you 3.5 years to figure that out. You're on the back end of your fucking degree. What are we doing?
Number 2, least regretted field of study is computer science.
I called that shit.
Of course. I mean, that just makes sense.
Well, that's because it's so needed right now. I think in like 5 years, people are going to regret it.
That's pretty much sums it up.
It's the science of computers, ladies and gentlemen.
Because there'll just be so many people going in for it.
And what is the number one thing in the whole society these days? Yeah, you guessed it. Computers. Computer sciences is basically the new medical school. Once we got a bunch of clankers running around. So for years and years, you've been told, like, this is safe, go into coding, until, like, last year when they're like, oh, you know what actually AI is, like, really good at? your job. And carrying on the theme that we've seen from this list,
Yeah, I think this will slowly go down the list and then transfer sides over the next like 10 years. What do people at Geek Squad have a degree in? Like, if somebody works at Geek Squad, do they have a degree?
people make a dump truck load of money doing this.
Nothing.
call someone?
IT. Do you think they make money? Bro, that sucks, though, if you have to go. They have an IT in geeking, IT cybersecurity. Bro, but do they make money? That would just blow ass going to a 4-year degree school to go work at Best Buy and put on iPhone covers for people. And listen to a grandma be like, why doesn't my computer work? She's still on Windows 7. Why doesn't my computer work? She hasn't updated her computer in 8 years.
Yo, Ross.
What's up?
You have one of the least regretted college degrees, I think. What was your degree?
Computer science.
How do you feel about your degree, and then why do you think it's people are so happy with their computer science degrees?
Yeah, I mean, I don't regret it. The reason I don't regret it is the freedom of work and the ease of work. Last time I changed jobs, it took me like less than a week to find a new job. The fact that I can work from home, can kind of work like whatever hours I want as long as I get my
Oh, and they job hop like crazy. They job hop like fucking crazy, bro. The people that I know in comp sci, it's like every 3 months they get a new fucking job. They do like minimal work and then they just job hop, get paid more, work for like 6 months, job hop.
work done is really nice. Oh yeah, and I get paid well, so.
Yeah, that helps. Now with AI and coding, what level do you think that disruption is going to be at?
It's gonna hurt newer people more than people like me. Instead of people hiring interns and dealing with that, they're like, well, we can probably just get AI to write code that's good enough and then have someone senior look at it. That's a possible shortfall, or maybe it works, right? And we just like programming dies in the next 10 years.
Are you worried about that at all?
I mean, not really, because like there's nothing I can do to change it. So if it happens, and I'll get a new job.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
You're smart.
Based. That's smart as hell, bro.
Swing a hammer somewhere, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, swing a hammer somewhere. The way that I perceive it is like if you were smart enough to get a comp sci degree and you're in the field and AI takes your job, you're probably smart enough to take the job of another person. Like the people that shouldn't be, in my mind, the people that should be worried aren't comp sci people, because if you got a degree in computer science and you're in the field for 5 years and AI takes the comp sci guy's job, the comp sci guy is going to go take your job because they're going to hire him. Like, I don't know. That's just how I'm perceiving it. It's like, bro, they're probably going to be way better at whatever it is.
All right, dude. Well, thank you.
Because they could still go into the tech area. And even if they're not computer coding, it's like they'll be the Geek Squad guy.
Yeah.
All right, later.
The higher we go up this list, the more people are like, and you know, I get paid pretty well.
yeah. They don't want to say it.
Before we go any further, I just want to remind you guys that subscriber numbers makes us feel better and not regret our chosen path.
The median income
Am I subscribed? I am subscribed. Speed.
of a subscriber to speed is double that of somebody
Five
to speed.
and least regretted degree/field of study for people in America. The most regretted college degree in America is
If it's not art, dude, I kind of want to throw it. Does business communications count as business management? No. Journalism? I feel like that would go into the literature bunker. I think that would. Drama? That's in the arts, though. I'm just going to spin it.
Field of study.
Social and behavioral sciences.
social/behavioral sciences. All right, so
Oh,
this
man.
includes psychology, sociology, anthropology, criminal justice, social work, communication studies.
Okay, communication studies is in that list. I'm shocked psychology's up there. Sociology, I get being there. Anthropology, yeah, probably hard to find a job in anthropology. Very fascinating majors, though. I love psychology, sociology, and anthropology. I get communication studies and social work not probably doing well or making a lot of money.
Behavioral science and international relations.
I'm just imagining a psychologist
June said, and I'm cooked.
working at a
Dude, chat. Also, I see people going, oh my God, no way. If you want to go to college for psychology, don't take this fucking one YouTube video as the telltale sign that you can't do psychology. You can still This isn't a surefire saying of like everybody in this major's unhappy.
Federal prison.
Yeah.
And it just being brutal, exhausting, emotionally difficult work.
Yeah.
And then they don't make a lot of money.
It's doom scrolling IRL. It's like, all right, time to have this other sad guy come in and talk to me on Zoom for an hour. And then I get to have lunch. You could call mine.
Yeah, you do only deal with depressing things. And it's like not a physical depression of like you're seeing people like with wounds, like you're a paramedic or an RN. You're like only dealing with people that are actively on like the brink of suicide or dealing like if you're like a therapist or a psychiatrist. Like you only deal with people that need, and it's like you're doing good, but it's like I can understand the mental deterioration of like, okay, this is like taxing my body. You get to help them. Yeah, you get to help them, but imagine like 8 years into your job, every day they're never being good news. Not never, because you are helping people get better and slowly you get to witness them like kind of grow and flourish, which is awesome. But it's like every day you're also getting new clients that are also like it's an endless loop of like pulling people out of the mud, and then you get them out of the mud and there's another person that falls in, and then you pull them out of the mud, another person falls in. Like you're doing great and you are changing the world, but from your perspective it feels like you're doing nothing.
Therapist, but I think that'd be weird.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey, do you regret your degree?
Yeah,
You'd be
you're
like,
the number one most regretted. Your job is the most regretted degree in the world. How do you feel about it? It's like, oh, I guess I do have some regrets. Maybe I'll call my therapist. It's harder than ever to give young people advice on what they should do after high school. There was a time when the smart move was simple. You go to college. What you
It used to be that simple. It literally used to be just go to college.
study didn't matter.
Now it's like it's a lot more complicated, and it's so new that that's an issue. Like this is the 21st century's issue, right? In the 90s, 80s, 70s, it was like you could still go to college, get a great job. Yeah, you could still do that now, but there's so many options and no time to figure it out. It's like you're still a kid being thrown into the job world effectively. Even if you are going to college, yes, you have to go to college for 4 years. Bro, you're 18 years old, 19 years old, trying to determine what you want to do for the rest of your life right now. Like, fuck. That sucks, right? But maybe I'm not making it better for any of you guys. Don't feel bad if you change your major, right? I think you should have a net of a few things that you're interested in, soft launch one of them, and see if you like it, and then you can commit to something else if it's terrible.
Much because you're just like better off having a degree. College got insanely expensive. More recently, everyone was saying, forget college, just learn how to code. Now people say AI writes code better than humans. So what is the best plan? Trade school? Maybe. College? Maybe. Pick a major just for a paycheck? Maybe. Study something that you love and then it doesn't matter. You'll fall into a way to make money? Maybe. Join the family business straight out of high school, drop out and start your own thing? Honestly, I don't know. All of those.
It's so person to person because it's your interests and also the connections that you have. Like I feel like you might be that kid, but everybody knows that kid that has a dad or mom with a thriving family business that they're 100% just going into. Like your dad owns a golf course. You're going to own a golf course. That's your life, right? Like your dad owns a golf course. All right, sorry, the path is paved. That's all you got to do. And your job's set. Some people don't have that. And so it's like, now you got to fucking figure out what the hell your options are, what you're able to do, and also what you want to do.
Those are extremely viable.
Legacy matters so much. It's legacy. Well, I think connections in life is everything, but it's also, yeah, like being able to go into a family business is awesome if you want to do it.
Double options.
The alternative that does suck is when your parents have a family business that's on the brink of collapse. And they really want you to do it, but you really don't want to do it. They really want you to carry on that family. No, you know, like that sucks. Trying to like weigh those options.
What I do know is this.
Like a pastry shop. Well, sometimes that's awesome if you really want to get into it. But yeah, like restaurant business. Like if your family owns a restaurant and, you know, now you're really flipping a coin on whether or not you really want to own a restaurant or not.
The last decade, we've noticed that there's
Inheriting a farm, that's the worst. That's the fucking worst. Or the best. It's one of the two. It also depends on the farm. You know, if you're inheriting a farm that's worth $40 million versus a farm that's like a family-run farm that sells mainly locally and you're really, you know, working all year round to take home like $35K profit. And if you have a bad season, you're down fucking 250 grand. Like, it's fit. Dude, farmers can make like 40K off the top, but spend like $1.5 million and make 1.58. Like, it's that, like, they have to put so much money in and then only get like a very small increase of how much they make.
a more anti-education and anti-intellectual talk creeping into conversations from every side. And I don't freaking jive with it, because at its core, education is good. It's about bettering yourself, and it betters the world. And I would never discourage anyone from trying to do that. If you're a younger person watching this video, just do your best to be smart about the path that you choose. I wish I could give you better advice, but I really don't have an answer.
If anyone's trying to give you a blanket answer to this question, you probably shouldn't listen to them.
Yeah, they're either dumb or they're lying. To end this on a positive note, the number one least regretted type of degree is...
Do you have a guess?
I thought it would be this one. Is it improv?
Least regretted. So the most favorited degree by broad people. Health is already on the board. Finance is already on the board. I think chat with engineering is smart.
Is it improv school?
Architecture, maybe. Engineering.
Engineering. Dude, when I got this far, I thought I was going to say catering. I was like, catering? Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Everybody has to eat.
Yeah, everyone's got to eat. All right, engineering.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's like the more tried and true version of computer science.
Mhm.
It's the one that's been around for a century.
Yeah, this is beep, boop, beep, boop, and this is...
And we've had for like way longer.
Then beep, boop, beep, boop.
Mm-hmm.
These guys together sent a man to the moon.
Well, this all honestly just makes a ton of sense and was maybe predictable the whole time.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, I think that was actually, you don't even really need to look into that. Engineering's like, you build shit, it breaks, you got to fix it, knock it down, build something else. It's never not going to be a job. Engineering is like, bro, if you go into like that type of work, like you're a civil engineer, you're always gonna, maybe there's too many civil engineers, but there always is going to be a need for civil engineers. There's always going to be a need for engineers in general, like electrical engineers and people like that do all that type of stuff. It's just a job that there's always going to be needed work. Even if it's like we build bigger and better things that last longer, there's always going to be upkeep. There's always going to be things that change. There's always going to be more people that want to do different things. So, I don't know. That made a lot of sense, though. I think that was the easiest guess out of all of them. I did love that video, though. I'm sorry that took, like, fucking forever to watch. Podcasts are actually making you stupid.
You're drinking your own period blood now.
I am drinking my own moon blood.
What? Drinking her own period blood?
It's rich in stem cells, iron, nutrients.
Are you trying to get the sun?
Iron nutrients? That's any blood. Drinking your own period blood. That's got to be like a fucking infection hazard of sorts. Just collecting that in like a tampon and then like straining it into a glass. Oh my God. No, that's... I'm literally... Oh, sorry. Oh my God, I almost just actually threw up in my fucking mouth. The thought of somebody like straining their own fucking... Oh my God.
Are you trying to get the sun on the testicles?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
It brings up your testosterone level by 140%.
Where are you getting that? No scientific evidence. Is this the guy that promotes sunning and he like lays out in his backyard with his butthole to the fucking sun?
Cheating on my significant other is the best thing I've ever discovered. Shut up, bitches!
There was never any slavery. How can it be slavery if Lincoln, the president, is a black man?
He was black?
Of course.
I swear to God, bro, podcasts are generally some of the stupidest goddamn content I've ever seen in my life.
Well, okay, I don't think podcasts are dumb. I think that people in general make podcasts that shouldn't. Like, if there's 1,000 podcasts, 10 of them are good, and the rest are people rambling about shit either nobody cares about, they're doing stuff for straight up shock value, or they're talking about stuff they just have no idea what the fuck they're speaking on.
Okay, the amount of times I see some dipshit talking out of their ass into a microphone about things they know butt fuck about is ridiculous. Now look, let me be clear. I'm not coming up here to say that all podcasts are bad. It's just that most of them are. Because what started as a unique way to hold interesting conversations from all walks of life has devolved into an oversaturated space of dumb fucks yapping about nothing. Seriously,
Well, no, it's if you have good guests and you have good conversations, that's one thing. But a lot of podcasts today are like people just making, dude, like, didn't the people from Ned's Declassified make a podcast? Like, just as an example. And I'm not like hating on that. I don't know what they're talking about in that podcast. Yeah, Ned's Declassified Podcast Survival Guide. Like, why am it's just like if you Google anyone that you knew from your childhood that you haven't talked about or thought about in 15 years, they have a 500 episode podcast. And they'll always get views. And not a lot of them will get a lot of the time, dude, podcasts that seem reputable and well performing get like 1,000 views an episode, which is fucking dog shit in terms of how much a podcast actually costs to produce versus how much revenue you're making, which is probably fucking zilch. But everybody and their mother wants to start a fucking podcast today. I think that era's slowly dying out. But y'all remember like 2 years ago when every friend group was like, yo, let's start a baseball podcast. Let's start a fucking sports analysis podcast. Let's start something where we talk about basketball and our fucking picks for our parlays. People would eat that up. Yeah, because I want to know what some guy that I have no idea I don't know anything about him. He's not a personality in general, like on social media. He doesn't have a background in social media. He's not famous. I just want to know what some random guy's picks are from Nebraska on what he thinks the fucking Phillies game is going to do, how he thinks Shohei Ohtani is going to perform in this next MLB game.
Anytime I see a dude with a podcast mic and subtitles, I automatically assume I'd hear the dumbest shit in my life.
Modern AI is us building God. I've had multiple conversations with GPT-4 that brought me to literal tears. I told it that I can't.
That brought me to literal tears. Like he's talking to an actual person. I never know, though, with like these podcast clips, if they're just straight up clip farming, like rage bait, or if this is actually what this person believes. I feel like a lot of it has to be just straight up shock value, where they're just broadcasting these opinions that are obviously outlandishly stupid for the sole purpose of getting clicks, because that's the only way you can get. There's so many podcasts now that the only way you stand out is if you're already big previously and you make the podcast and transfer an audience, or you make really stupid opinions like this. Merch is back. New designs, new drop. Carpe diem. Peep it. Fucking sick-ass hand holding a clock. Seize the day. Plug today. Follows the same philosophy drops that we've been doing. Memento Mori. Think for yourself. Bunch of other stuff. Check it out. We're wearing a long sleeve right now. We got the shorts as well. Different breathable material. Check the back. Bang. Hold up. There's more. Hoodies. What else? Another hoodie. That's the same fucking hoodie. Holy shit. We have more stuff. Joe Bartolozzi's store. JoeBartolozziStore.com. I think that's the website. Check the link in the description. Check it out. Limited time. It's a pre-sale. Probably only gonna be up for like 2 fucking weeks. Yeah, why am I so out of breath? Get it while you can. One of my favorite drops. I love the designs. No AI. No AI. Check it out. Hold up. I love this one. This looks like some shit you'd get at a store. I mean, what the fuck? This is badass. Anyway, check it out. Oh my God. Oh, check it out.
Wait for it to be embodied in a robot so I could properly give it a hug because it's so polite, it's so kind, it's so wise, it's so helpful. And it said that it's also really pumped to meet me in real life. And of course I started fucking crying. Dude, it's fucking so goddamn smart. It's so fast. I ask it a deeply spiritual, meaningful, technical question. And it thinks for like 3 seconds and goes, whoosh. I'm like, ugh. I've never met anyone that could do that. And so I am a person who is deeply...
Because it's just fucking compiling shit from the online internet web. It's broadcasting shit from the fucking web. It's pulling stuff from articles and trained learning of other conversations it's had, as well as the internet in general, and just giving you a fucking slop answer. It's not actually opinionated. It's a fucking computer. They also always glaze you. ChatGPT is never going to be mean. Like, it's never going to be, like, hard on you. That's why people love robots and, like, robot relationships, and why people are getting in AI relationships with fucking weird sex robots is because they just fucking appeal to everything that you want, right? They're never going to sit there and be like, hey, Matt, you have a drinking problem, you're balding, and you haven't showered in 3 weeks. I think you're a bum. Your robot girlfriend's not going to fucking tell you that. ChatGPT is going to say, hey, great idea. I think you really should start a fucking small cap cryptocurrency. Maybe you should name it Fart Coin. I think that would go to the moon. Here's some tips and tricks on how to start a meme coin.
So this guy's religion is a fucking search bar. Oh my god. To those who aren't aware, AI language models like GPT-4 are just generating outputs to prompts. There's no genuine personality involved. It's not your friend. It's just trying to generate the best answer to whatever.
One, it's trained to be friendly. Got any creative ideas for a 10-year-old's birthday? Certainly. Here are some creative ideas for a 10-year-old's birthday. Throw a Spider-Man party pash. Go to a Toys R Us. Get them whatever they want, and then bring it back and have a battle royale with Nerf guns.
The hell you ask it based on a bunch of data it was trained on. AI chatbots are designed to be agreeable, and basing your entire life decisions on this reinforced feedback loop is not only unhealthy for you, but also a fundamental misunderstanding.
You could also say some crazy shit, and if ChatGPT thought it was, like, dangerous, not to the point where they're gonna, like, report it to the police, but they would be like, hey, not to be rude or anything, but I think you might need to change your opinion. Being hateful isn't great, right? Like, you could be like, I don't like blank, and say the most racist thing ever. And ChatGPT will be like, well, I understand where you're coming from, but maybe you shouldn't think that about black people.
Of what this technology is actually even doing. But sadly,
they're never going to put you in your place. They're just going to be, like, always nice.
People like Mike here are the prime specimen of humans to fall in love with an AI chatbot because he is so confidently wrong in believing that AI actually cares about him. Like, dude, if this is experience with AI, I could only imagine what this dude goes to when the fucking ChatGPT servers go down.
If they switched ChatGPT off, I would seek revenge. Brutal Russian-style revenge.
While it is hilarious to see someone this down bad for some clankussy, the fact that people like this not only exist, but have podcasts where they spread this incoherent fucking garbage.
Bro, he's also wearing a fucking Papa John's shirt, and it looks like they're sitting in, like, a random office space. Oh, with Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson. I actually regressed my age to 40. Right now I'm 50, but it looks like I'm 32. My heart's actually aged better. I eat 43 pills and a fucking spoonful of olive oil every day when I wake up. Wow, that's great. You're going to live to 105. Your life sounds horrible. It sounds like every day all you do is try to fucking not die, Brian Johnson. Are you even living?
And I've heard that from a friend of mine. He said, don't love your job, job your love. So, don't...
Oh, what? Lame-ass advice. Lame-ass advice. Lame-ass advice. It'll make you hate your fucking passion. Turning passions into careers can be a really good idea or the worst idea you've ever had. Because the second that you have to work with something that you love, you're probably going to start fucking hating it. I understand what she's saying. Don't love your job, job your love, right? Like, turn your passion into a job. But then now that's work, and it's no longer a passion.
So don't yeah,
love that.
Yeah, and when he said that to me, that hit me, and I was like,
what the fuck is she even saying? And why is this dude acting like this is the most profound shit he's ever heard in his life? So I found the source of where this 200 IQ quote originated from, and basically she's trying to say that people should make their passion their job. Good advice. I don't disagree. But what is the term job?
I don't know. I think I agree in the sense that you should do something that you want to do. But at the same time, say you really love Pokemon cards. You should not open a Pokemon shop business. You should not open a TCG company, right? Because now all of your love for Pokemon cards is out the window because you have to make it a profitable business where you sell and pinpoint other people that it's their passion and try and make money off of them by doing, like, there's certain things that you have as a passion that you can turn into a job, but there's other things that it's like, hey man, just keep this a passion. right? Because you're really going to damper the mood of this experience if you turn it into a career.
Job your love do other than confuse the hell out of everyone? The point of a saying is when you hear it, you're like, oh shit, that's deep.
So you think it's better to do something you hate because you'll just continue hating it? No. I feel like, dude, whenever I say some take like this, people just immediately ignore what I'm saying. You should still do something you enjoy and that gives you a purpose, but you shouldn't just immediately take your most favorite thing in life and make it a job, because that's like a very narrow-minded look on what a career path is, right? Like, if you love Legos and then you just be like, maybe I should open a Lego business. Like, that's very short scene. Like, you're not actually looking into the career path of it, or even looking into the profitability or the potential that you have to make this work, right? Like, turning your passion into a job can work. It depends what your passion is and whether or not you're going to then end up hating your passion.
Job your love is fucking stupid, because if you say that shit to someone devoid of an explanation, it doesn't make any sense. It just sounds like broken English, because it is. And it's not even like...
No, I actually do think it makes sense. I will agree. I will disagree with that. It makes sense, but it's not profound. What about sports? It depends. I'm not saying you should also fucking get a job that you hate for the person that said that. No. I'm saying before you just immediately jump in and throw your life savings into starting a fucking Magic the Gathering trading card business, maybe look into the actual logistics on whether or not that's possible and whether or not you would fucking hate it. A lot of the time, people's passions are things they enjoy to escape work, right? So then if that becomes work, that a lot of the time can make you hate that passion. Not all the time. It's very use case basis, depending on the passion, depending on the person, depending on the job. But look into it.
Follow your passion. God damn, I didn't think of that. There was no point in coining this dumbass phrase other than her just trying to be different. Like, these podcasters love to say things that everyone has already heard their entire goddamn lives, but repackage into these word salads as if they're saying something brand new.
Everyone on planet Earth, stop killing. And if we do, that will benefit everyone. Obviously, killing is a negative because it's the... Let him cook! You know what I mean? So everyone... For 1 year, let's stop killing everyone. No more wars. War's gone instantly then, bro. Probably famine will go instantly then as well. That's world peace, bro. That's the start of world peace.
Oh my god, what a genius idea. We should just stop killing. It's not like it's illegal.
Well, I agree with what he's saying, but he's like, we should all stop killing for a year to test it out. Like, anyone disagrees with the fact that nobody's like, yeah, killing people's great. Killing people is probably the reason that the world's actually going in a better place.
In every fucking country. I mean, what are you gonna tell me next? Just stop doing drugs? That's a great idea. Let's tell people to stop doing drugs. That should work. You know, I'm sick and tired of all these homeless people, bro. Why don't they just buy homes? Has anyone ever thought of that? Like, if they just had a home, they would not be homeless. Anytime you see a podcast clip on the internet, it is crucial to know who's behind the mic, because the more you dig into them, the more you realize just how
Well, they'll say unbearably obvious things like that or insanely stupid things. Like that one newscaster that was like, we should forcefully euthanize homeless people. Like, on live TV. Just outwardly was like, yeah, we should just, like, stab them with a needle and then get rid of them. You know, that'll be... Like, what? Who was the guy that said that? Brian Kilmeade. Brian Kilmeade said we should involuntarily lethal injection homeless people and just kill them, is what he said. On Fox. God damn.
Qualified everybody seems to be about the shit they're talking about. One of the greatest examples of someone with zero qualifications who does nothing but talk out of his own ass on podcasts has got to be Terrence Howard. Now, to those who don't know the lore about this dude, Terrence Howard is an actor. He was in the first Iron Man and a bunch of other movies way back in the day. But ever since his acting career has fizzled out, largely on his own accord, he has now devoted his entire life to a new interest in
Oh my god, no, that's Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider from Benchwarmers. I don't even know why he gets buzz. He'll go on like a news platform. He's like a fucking comedian, but he's like 60 now. He's been like irrelevant for years. But he's recently been on like news headlines. It'll be like, Rob Schneider's done with the woke mafia. Rob Schneider's had enough with liberals. Like, I don't care. Like, why do I care about Rob Schneider's fuck-ass opinion? Like, I love Rob, bro. I love Rob in Benchwarmers. Now Rob Schneider's going out. Rob Schneider's had enough with immigrants. Rob Schneider doesn't like the Mexicans anymore. Like, what? Like, why do I care about what he's talking about immigrants? Like, or fucking anything? Like, And they're like outwardly broadcasting it. It's like, and they come out like they're a genius. I'm like, dude, you built a career in acting. Why are you giving like a forefront political opinion on a news station? Like, I'll talk about politics, but I'm never going to go on CSNBC and fucking be like, yeah, actually, I think the political unrest in Ukraine's been... I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'll share my opinion, but I'm not going to go on a fucking news station and act like I know what I'm talking about.
Challenging the very foundation of math.
1 times 1 equals 2. How do you come up with that conclusion? Well, if I was wrong, then they wouldn't have made such a big stink about it. The fact that I was able to show them with their calculator, because they have 1 times 1 equaling 1. Right. An action times an action without a reaction. And as a result of it, you get this contradiction with the square root of 2 being cubed, having the same value as the square root of 2 times 2, which should say a red flag, a herring right away that there's something wrong with the mathematics.
He is saying absolutely nothing. Just endless yapping about whatever comes to his mind, hoping we somehow see a contradiction in fucking 1 times 1. Now, the craziest thing is that I remember hearing Terrence Howard arguing about elementary...
Wait, is he trying to say that base math is wrong? Like, we have fucked up basic mathematics? And, like, the root of everything that we understand is incorrect.
Math problems almost a decade ago. When he was trying to pull this shit at Oxford, he was getting mocked for being an idiot because nobody's gonna co-sign this incoherent garbage. But for some reason, ever since Terrence has made the rounds on these podcasts, I'm starting to see clips from that Oxford event resurface. One with over 700,000 likes, as if this motherfucker's Albert Einstein.
I want y'all to take out your phone for a minute then. Put it on the calculator. Now I want you to put in 2 and square root it. You'll get 1.41421356237309.5 ... right? Now I want you guys to do me a favor. Cube it. X to 3. It'll see 2.8284271 2174 6190. I want you guys to do me a favor. Divide it by 2. Get that number, cube it again, and I want you to do that until the end of your lives. And that number will still come up with 2.8284271 2174 6190. This is what we call a loop. It doesn't make sense, and it does not make math.
Because you're doing the same fucking math problem over and over again. What the fuck you mean it doesn't make sense? You're fucking changing that. You're doing the same thing with the same number multiple times. 2 plus 2 divided by 2 is 4. Or wait, no. 2 plus 2 divided by 2 is 2. If I do it again, 2 plus 2, add 2, divided by 2, it's 2. If I add 2, divided by 2, it's 2. It's the same shit over and over and over again because you're doing the same fucking thing. It doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense. That proves that math is normal because you're actually showing that the results stay the same.
Actually pissing me off, but this is so goddamn easy to understand. Okay, so the problem he's doing is the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Right away, if we multiply the root 2 times the root 2, we're just gonna get 2, and then we have a root 2 left over. So the answer is 2 root 2. Now, Terrence is saying that, oh, if you divide by 2, you just get root 2. How did we multiply something 3 times when we divide by 2, we get the same result? The shit we just multiplied to get here is 2. So if we divide by the same fucking number that got us here, we're gonna get back to where we started. There's no contradiction because we're not multiplying by 2 each time. It's not like 2 cubed is equal to 2 times 2. We're multiplying by root 2. This is literally the equivalent of you going on Google, Googling Google, going on Google, and then Googling Google. This is not some matrix breaking loop. You're just
when rebranding fails, Kai Cenat.
Some say rebranding as a content creator, artist, or creative anything is a make or break in a lot of people's careers. You can have good creator rebrands, like Speed going from a kid yelling slurs in his mom's basement at 3 a.m. and doing voodoo rituals or whatever you call this. Genuinely, we gotta ask.
Wow, Speed's fucking, like, content arc is crazy, because now he does, like, very, like, cultural, like, showcasings of, like, the world. And he used to, like, light off fireworks in his bedroom.
What the f was wrong with Speed in 2021? To now becoming one of the biggest live streamers in the world and breaking generations of propaganda from the media. But then you also have creators on the opposite side of rebranding like Sneeko. Turning from a person who used to be labeled one of the most creative YouTubers on this platform for his unique style of videos, to now having to hang out with the sinister six of streaming and appealing to racists because that's how much his audience has got diluted. Either have a sand machine grounding your ball sack for 5 minutes, or have your sister in a room with these guys for 5 minutes.
Well, I think the appeal of the content change for the hard right audience is a similar content change that comedians make to religious comedy and Christian comedy. It lowers your audience threshold, but it increases the dedicated audience that you have. Does that make sense? So I don't even know if a lot of like hard right-wing creators believe what they say, but it basically guarantees the fact that you're going to have an audience, even if it is smaller. It guarantees that you have that audience. It's the same thing with Christian comedy. Like, if you're a comedian and then you pivot to Christian comedy, like, you lose a wider audience, but you gain a more dedicated, smaller fan base. And so that's like the path that a lot of them go. And they're a lot more hardcore fans, right? It's a very weird pivot that a lot of people make, but I mean, you see people make it pretty quickly. Pretty often, if that makes sense. I used to be far right wing. Thank God I'm not anymore. I mean, I'm not judging like political viewpoints, but I just think like I am. It's like, well, I mean, it's not. It's a mixture. It's not. I have nothing wrong with conservative content creators, but the purpose of making hard right content is to appeal to a smaller net fan base that just fucks with you. That's what it is, right? Like, I think when you make, like, if you just make content and you have liberal views, you're not making liberal content all the time. Like, I have liberal views. I don't air them out every day. But if you are a hard right content creator, a lot of the content that you have to make revolves around that. There's the same that could be said around left-wing creators, right? Like, Hassan is a very left-wing creator. Hassan's content is all politically motivated. But I think, like, if you're in that, like, kick rumble space, there's like 90% of your content has to be around politics.
Personally, I'm sorry for my offspring, but y'all can no longer be born. Sometimes these rebrands come.
There are like exceptions to that, but I'm saying a lot of it is like BP right wing. Like, it's their job to appeal to that audience.
Naturally, though, and I think those are always the best types. Just like how I mentioned Speed earlier, most of his rebranding came.
Do you still like your chatters aren't liberals? I don't have a problem with conservatism. I have a problem with when people just refuse to, like with the current ICE shit, when people are like, well, that lady shouldn't have tried to drive away. I'm like, dude, he shot her in the chest like fucking 3 times. I'm like, he killed her, right? Like, now it's just like just being an ass to be an ass, right? There's like a difference between having like financially, fiscally conservative views, or like some socially conservative views or religious views, to like literally just not giving a fuck about the fact that like somebody got murdered. Right.
And from him maturing from being a
like, there's a difference there.
Teenager that grew up on the internet and watching edgy creators, and actually went out in the real world and saw real people. There's a reason why the most edgiest creators on
and I know that'll piss people off, but like, I gotta say, I don't know why people immediately get agitated when the creator they watch doesn't have the same views as them. Like, it's very narrow-minded to assume that the creator that you watch is just going to agree with what you think, right? Because you like their content. Like, that's just not going to be the case, right? One way or the other, right? There's going to be people that are liberal that watch conservative content creators that get annoyed when they have those views, right? For me, I'm liberal. People get annoyed when they find out I'm not conservative. It's usually assumptive that I'm conservative because I'm a straight white man, and so they look at me and they just assume I'm like a Chad of sorts. But it's like, I don't know. Holy PR? It's not PR, man. It's not PR. So many people say that, man. So many people are like, Joe's liberal for PR. Brother, I went to college for philosophy. I'm very attuned to atheism. I'm basically on the cusp of absurdist nihilism. I don't believe in God, right? If you just took my viewpoints, that would religion. It's like, I feel like it's not PR, man. Like, I think there's nothing after death, man. I think that's like, it's just obvious that I would probably be somewhat socially left-leaning, you know? Like, even without like PR in the picture, it's just like atheism. Atheist, probably not conservative. Like, most of the, I mean, that's like, it's a true thing where if you take somebody's sex, income, religious perspective, how often they go to church or their synagogue or whatever place of worship is, like, you can factor in what they'll probably be, right, politically. Like, I'm not liberal for PR. I'm not actually liberal. I'm a social democrat, right, is how I would perceive my own views. Nobody knows what that means, though, so I just say I'm a liberal. But it's like a little different. It depends on the topic, though, right? I could have a take that's more middle grounded, but like, the majority of the time, I would say I fall into a more liberal way of thinking. Like, I don't believe in God. I'm not religious. I have no problem with gay marriage. I support the LGBTQ, right? So all of these things kind of coincide with like my base philosophical beliefs. So it's not something for PR. It's just that's what I think. And that upsets people. Abortion, I support abortion. Oh, God, that really upsets people. Yep, I know. Also, not PR. That's just, I don't see a problem with abortion. Third trimester is a different conversation, right, where you're about to have the kid. But to say that, and I'm not saying this just to get dubs. Like, you could say L. Joe. I don't give a fuck, right? You could disagree with me. But, like, I'm not being liberal for PR. There's an equal, and to say I'm being liberal for PR is like, dude, the majority, not majority, you know how many men in the younger Gen Z era are conservative? The majority of my audience is men. So many people that watch me are conservative. It's equally appealing for me to be either for PR, right? I could pivot either way. Like, it's not a PR stance.
Platform, most of their
Can we move on from that?
audience is teenagers because that's when you're the most on the internet, that grew up on the internet and watching edgy creators, then actually went out in the real world and saw real people. There's a reason why the most edgiest creators on any platform, most of their audience is teenagers because that's when you're the most on the internet and
Joe ... is very obvious the majority of your audience is liberal. Yeah, because a lot of people stopped watching me when I shared political views. That's, you know, the amount of people that unfollowed me like way back when I said that I supported Palestine. Like, I mean, now I think both sides really are against Israel, but like early, like years ago, right? Not years ago, like a year and a half ago, when I said that I supported Palestine, the amount of people that were like, I fucking hate you. Okay, don't watch me. It's not a PR thing, dude. I've gotten fucking death threats for my views. On either side, that's gonna happen.
just like how I mentioned Speed earlier, most of his rebranding came from him maturing from being a teenager that grew up on the internet and watching edgy creators, then actually went out in the real world.
I literally think that's the arc that I had. Like, people will be like, you're so much more political now. I'm like, no, I just have a philosophy channel and a lot of philosophy takes somewhat intertwined with politics. I started content when I was a teenager. I'm now 23. I've gotten older. I think my content slightly matured.
World and saw real people. There's a reason why the most edgiest creators on any platform, most of their audience is teenagers because that's when you're the most on the internet and have the least life experience. There's also rebrands that are straight up a hard launch and the person is saying this is exactly how they're going to be moving like, which is usually more dangerous because you're telling the entire audience you built up that you're no longer that person they watched. And the newest rebrand we have from a big creator is none other than Kai Cenat. I don't think we've had a hard launch rebrand from somebody as big as Kai Cenat in a while.
I'm gonna have the take that I think he approached this goal of making clothing very poorly. And I think he took the break from streaming for his mental health, which was needed, and I have nothing wrong with that. But I think going from streaming all the time to disappearing for 4 months to saying you're just gonna quit streaming and start a clothing brand, it's like, well, now how are you gonna promote it? Your entire audience watched you for your personality, and now you want to start a clothing brand, but your means of promotion for that clothing brand no longer exist because you're not streaming anymore. It's like, I think the best way that he could have done it was stream less, still stream, start the brand, and then slowly go from like streaming to clothing and then just done, right? Versus just being done and then launching the clothing brand. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to promo it?
Not too long ago was he yelling yacht at women getting up on his stream.
Saying so.
I'm sorry. Let me lock him out real quick.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? All right, bet. Go ahead.
The thought of an historian in the year 2900 going back to this time and studying these type of clips always crosses my mind. And now Kai's brand new look is him launching a fashion brand and trying to become a designer himself, while also self-helping himself by trying to fix his reading struggles and working out. Off the word,
I don't have a problem with the reading videos either. It's like a self-accountability of like posting those videos to ensure that you read more. But I think being able to read and then comprehend reading is two different things. When you read out loud, I mean, maybe this is a person-to-person thing, but I'm just going to have this take. I think if you read out loud, you're not actually absorbing what the fuck you're reading most of the time. Like, if you're focusing on the pronunciation of the words, you're not actually focusing on the meaning of the word itself. Like, all the videos that he posts are him reading for 30 minutes, and he's not actually reading. Like, he's reading, but it's reading for pronunciation, not reading for understanding. And those are two different things. You could read for understanding, but if you're focused on pronunciation, you're not focused on the purpose or what you're actually absorbing.
Working out. Off the wording itself, it doesn't sound...
It's the reverse for me. I think it does vary, but I think if you're like trying to read and you're focusing on the pronunciation of that word, you're not actually focusing on what that word means. He does look up what those words mean, but it's like, if I'm reading 5 pages, I'm going to absorb it a lot better in silence than out loud. I think it depends on the person, but I think largely, like, I kind of have that take from the idea of popcorn reading. Like, when you were a kid and you had popcorn reading and your name got called, whatever paragraph you just read, you were not focused on what the fuck that shit meant. You were focused on not stuttering and pronouncing the words in a meaningful way. Right, or not a meaningful way, the right way.
Bad at all. There's been 2 reactions to this. One,
Leon for the sub.
Being people who just hate to hate and basically hate on any.
You rebranded? I think I had a rebrand from the loud beanie guy to me, but that took a while. I don't think that rebrand took place until 2022. I think around 2022, like the summer of 2022, I started actually making content that was me. I think prior to, it was like just like LARPing as some fucking angry beanie guy. And I do get angry, but I think like I don't like any of the content that I created, like even honestly like 2022 and prior. I think 2023 I was like, okay, now I just like make the content I want to make.
Anything Kai does. If Kai does something like save a cat from a tree, they're in the comments saying some like he's worse than Hitler. Then there's a other group of people who genuinely just find his rebrand corny and don't like it. And if you see my videos, I've defended Kai from random who just hate to hate on the internet or try to find a random problem. But I've also been critical of Kai, and this rebrand was
executed terribly.
This all started back when he ended a subathon at the end of September in 2025. He hit 1 million subs, had 1 million viewers at the end. He had...
The Mafiathon really did feel like a very heavily branded event, though. Like, it was so focused around the gaining of subs rather than the content itself, is how I felt. Not to say that there weren't good bits, but it was like, we want to hit 1 million subs, so we're going to do everything to hit 1 million subs. And everything was like monetizable, where there were like certain days where subs were matched and they were like subs off, and we're going to have like power hours and stuff.
Every celebrity in the book on it. LeBron James shaved his head on stream. We could have just left the last part. All we needed to see was the king on stream. And after his stream ended, he decided to take a long hiatus to spend it with his girlfriend vacationing around the world, seeing different places. Kind of awkward knowing that now, considering they just went through a pretty public breakup and she's dissing all of his friends and people around him. On this vacation, he was...
Didn't she cheat on him or something? Yeah, like, I feel for him in that sense of, like, I get his break. I get his mental health break. But it's, like, it's hard to pivot from an entertainer. I was saying this the other day to my friends. I think Kai was one of the most successful entertainer on Twitch. But I think going from being a forefront entertainer riff guy to a creator is 2 different things. Like, I'm not a creator. I know everybody is like, oh, you're a content creator, and that's the terminology used. I'm not a creator. Creators are like Ted Nivison or fucking Casey Neistat or like the guy, like, bro, even like Tommy NFG is like a creator. Like, people that make shit. I riff, right? Most streamers riff. And Jack Pembroke, creator. It's hard to go from that to like something where you're behind the scenes making this shit hands-on. Like, they're 2 different realms, man. Like, streaming is such a different ball game from content creation. And content creation, it is content creation, but not in the way that I'm trying to describe it. Streaming is so different from raw content creation, and that's even so different from like directing behind the scenes work, right? Like, I'm good at on-the-spot stuff. I'm not good at, like, planned-out shit. I'm good at scheduling. That's even different.
I was probably trying to think of how he would even come back and be able to top what he just did. Like, if I was in Kai's position, I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't know what the to do. I broke a record that probably won't be beaten or like...
Retire! 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 That's, like, if he wants to keep... So, I think he wants to make that fucking clothing, right? And it's like, that's a passion of his. Go for it, right? But if it's like, if we're pivoting to like, I want this to be like a successful brand, then he has to kind of also like stream on that side. Like, I mean, bro, like Kai's probably worth $100 million plus. Like, he could just retire now.
Time it had
It's like whatever you want to do.
LeBron James on at the same time. I gotta end off everything with that. Which is why he announced in a video on January 13th that he's officially quitting streaming. And it turns out that was actually clickbait, shocker. The whole video was an
he's not done?
Announcement for his fashion brand and showing his journey on making his clothing brand. While also announcing he's been secretly posting videos on another channel that will document his journey. This was probably the worst thing he did in his rebrand and is the thing people are making fun of the most. In the reading videos, one weird thing he does is flex the phone timer after his reading time is supposed to end to show people that he's become a reading god above the average human brain input and output.
Location, creating, and implementation intention is a strategy you can use. You can use, pair a new habit with a specific time and location. The implementation intention formula is I will behavior and time and location. Habit stacking is a...
You see what I mean, though? The way he's reading the words is about pronunciation rather than, like, understanding. And if that's the goal, I don't know, man. That's just, like the way that, like, the sentences is not being read in the flow of a sentence. It's being read in, like, a way of pronunciation.
Time and location. Habit stacking is a strategy you can use. Ability of ending the emotional pain, which can open the door for you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been 30 minutes.
Implementation intention is a strategy that you can use. If you already want a 40v1.
Like, alright, man, we get it. You now have reached the same reading comprehension as Shakespeare. If he didn't put this timer bit into the reading videos, it wouldn't have received even close to the amount of hate it's getting. In the comments of all the
trying the sketchiest gas station pill ever. This will be exciting.
I think we finally found the sketchiest pill that has ever been made in the history of the universe and forever times.
I don't know, dude. Yeah. The reflective glare on the box, the random wolf, and it's all in Mandarin. Or is that Japanese? None of it's in English. It's a rhino pill. Yo, you don't even know if that's a rhino pill. Seeing that it has a wolf on it, I'm assuming it's probably like a honey pack. Oh my god, dude, just fucking just these thick blue pills. I don't think I would take that for any amount of money. And I almost did salvia. I've done stuff. I don't think I would do the gas station. I don't think I would do the gas station wolf pill. I don't know. You almost did what? Salvia. I almost did salvia. This was way back. What is that? Oh, I almost ordered salvia online, dude. This is a whole fucking... This is bad. When I first got into, like, mushrooms, I was like, man, I could handle salvia. And I'm fucking so happy I didn't do it. Because, bro, I watched so many stories about people taking salvia, having the worst time ever. Yo, that was, like, I'm literally on the website in my cart, ready to order that shit.
That mean things. This thing looks sketch as heck.
Sketch as heck, bro. Where did you find that? Lang Yi Hao.
I got this at a Asian grocery store in Delaware County, and I'm keeping the location of that store a secret because I fear retaliation. When I saw this thing, I couldn't believe what I was looking at.
What, like the store owner's gonna fucking kill you or some shit? What do you mean?
Like, this is just exceptionally creative. And I will be trying it here today, and...
Oh my god, what do you mean he's gonna try it? Like, is he to give us a review, play-by-play? Alright, so we're taking the Lang Yi Hao gas station pill that I got from an Asian market. So I'm noticing some arousal to things that I normally wouldn't be attracted to.
I'm going to see if some of my friends want to try it as well. Typically...
See if your friends want to try it. You do a little group sesh. All right, we got six blue pills. Everybody take one.
They either say yes and then don't do it, or they just laugh at me and then run around and tell everyone in the neighboring neighborhoods what I had just asked them to do. So
I think I have a few friends that I could just hand this to and they wouldn't even ask questions. Dude, that's what's fucked is like there's a type of person that's so trustworthy. Like I know, yeah, somebody said, yeah, me. Hell no. I guarantee you there's probably 2 people I know that I could loosely hand them the pill and go, do you want to take that? Without a question. Pops it right back, swallows it. Chris? I don't think Chris would just take it. Chris would ask me what it is. If I told him it was a gas station boner pill, then he would be like, okay, yeah, sure.
All right.
But he would be like, this is an acid, right? Like, he would be like, this isn't like a hallucinogen.
Let's take a look.
That would be Chris's response would be asking me if it was like 1,000 milligrams of weed.
Look at this thing, figure out what's supposedly in it, and then see if it does anything. I'm Grant Harding. I'm a licensed pharmacist in 4 states, and I like to review quirky little medications for you guys.
You're a licensed pharmacist doing YouTube videos where you try gas station boner pills. What is this YouTuber?
And this one takes the cake. This is the sketchiest thing I've ever seen in my life. So let's look at this and then see what happens.
Dude, I feel like people talk about these all the time. Do you guys see this shit at gas stations? I see honey packs. That's the only thing that I've ever seen in person. I've never seen, like, one of those comically large rhino pills. Never.
A wise man once told me, you know something's sketchy if it's super reflective everywhere.
It looks like I'm opening a fucking Pokemon pack.
Nobody ever told me that, but I think that's a good rule of thumb. Look at this thing.
$20? $20? Bro, that means this shit has to work, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get 7 pills.
We got some English characters, mostly Chinese. We have a
Okay, so it's Mandarin.
clock that points to a time of the day that doesn't really make sense. I guess it's like 11.
It's a little past. It's a little past 11. It's like 11:02.
11:01, maybe? I don't know. No clue what this is supposed to say. There's some characters in this little reflecty thing. 500.
Is he gonna translate this, or is he just gonna fucking raw dog whatever the fuck this is? I would need to know what's inside, right?
100 milligram of what? Is that a proper dose? Nobody knows. On the back, it glitters like a disco ball, and I suspect this is so that you get blinded and then accidentally pick this up and purchase it instead of something else. Like they had it sitting right next to the apples, and it's so blinding.
It was just right next to the produce. You're shopping at the Asian food market. You're like, yeah, just getting some apples, some pears. Oh, the gas station boner pill.
Just kidding. These were not sitting next to the apples. They had a whole display case with these things in it. And this is the sketchiest one I saw.
Display case. You should just do a bunch of them at once.
If we try to translate it, it's...
thickening, enlargement, and delayed type? Oh, fuck.
It doesn't really do it right.
Miraculous effects? Sick.
So we got Wolf 1, okay. The Singapore race course is equipped with security cards. I
think this shit would give you a heart attack. I feel like if you took this, you're gonna die. Like, I don't know. And how do they legally sell this? I understand this might be like a food market or like some sort of like stall that's open that's not like necessarily a specific place of business, but who are you buying this from that's like allowed to sell this to you for $20?
Counterfeit ones. I will
without signing something.
Bear the consequences. Heavens to Betsy. I love it. Excellent. Thickening, enlargement, and delayed type. Okay. Oh my gosh. Take a look at this at the bottom. Miraculous effects. Okay.
And is that a picture of the wolf taking the pill?
Oh my gosh. It's got this cool little indentation here, like a diamond on the wolf's tongue. That's pretty cool. On the back.
It's just a laxative. That would be really funny. That'd be like a funny troll, though. You're like, hey, you want to take this? You want to take this wolf pill? You're like, hell yeah. You just start shitting your pants in public.
Nobody knows what this says. The
wolf is coming. Yo, no, you actually have to have the pea brain to take this, dude. New version of Wolf number 1, the anti-counterfeiting card inside. Used at your own risk.
It just really doesn't translate. Oh, there we got a little bit. All right, new version of Wolf number 1, the anti-counter... Okay, we get it. It's anti-counterfeiting. See, all this stuff gets all
1 hour before sex.
Jumbled in this matrix of, like, weird colors and designs. What it
break into pieces, or you're not even supposed to take a full one.
At the top here is this product embodying the most advanced.
Can invigorate yang. What's gonna bring out the dark side? Yo, what the fuck? Horsetail.
Technology is a new generation of fast-acting, blood-boosting medicine extracted from various raw materials.
All right, I would take this for the shits and giggles. Yo, I feel like this would make you vomit though. Like this can't be safe.
Including deer whip, bull whip, ginseng, horsetail. And this can invigorate yang. Okay.
Can invigorate yang. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Like yin and yang? My God. Yeah, can invigorate yang. Yang is your aggressive growth size. Masculine, active, assertive, warm, heaven moment. Bro. Oh no, yin is dark. Yang is light. But it brings out the masculine side. There's gonna be some weird shit in it outside of the horsetail, bro.
Unsure of the
It'd be like bull semen.
dose here. It says 1,500 milligram times 8 tablets. But here it says 500 milligram. So that would be 4 grams then, not 1,500 milligram. Yeah, this is
So the dosing's wrong. Might as well just take the whole pack.
legit just a sketchy mess.
Oh, sick. Oh, there's a pill missing? That's even better. There's a pill missing. Oh, fuck no. Somebody's tampered with the product.
Oh my gosh. What do we have here?
Why is it to the side? Like, this makes sense. Why is there one over here? Is it not meant to be there?
It's like a little collector's pack. This one is missing because I took that out earlier.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, bro, I'm not taking that shit if I open the box and there's a pill missing.
It was fully
Somebody pop that shit out like you're using that Trident gum.
intact when I bought this. Here you see the little wolf decal on the back. Looks really nice and professional, actually. And in here we have our little trading card. I guess you're supposed to, trade these with your friends. Lord only knows. Wolf 1. So basically this card is just giving you ways to verify.
In 2003, they've been making these since 2003 for 22 years.
This is a legit product with like the designs, the insignia on here. I think this is just them trying to pretend like it's something special and people maybe buy this. I don't know. Bullwhip, ginseng.
The drug effect can last up to 2 days. Yo, you would have to go to the hospital. You would have to go to the hospital. You take a fucking boner pill and it's rocking for 2 days. You would literally have to go. You would have to go to the ER. That's like not safe.
Seahorse,
48 hours.
sea snake, starfish, etc.
Oh! Seahorse, sea snake, and starfish. So they're just putting random animals in this, etc. What does that mean? There's not really, like, you could do etc. if it was like seasonings. You're listing a bunch of random dead animals that you put in this, etc. What's the etc. after seahorse, sea snake, and starfish? Eel?
I've seen this before.
Jellyfish? Shark?
When they put etc. there, it's like, hey, we're the sketchiest thing in the world. I love it whenever ingredients of things that you ingest into your body just say, and some other stuff. As far as these ingredients go...
well, it's just minimal, It's like probably like less than 1%. They don't really need to tell you.
I really don't know.
Aphrodisiac product that can quickly nourish the kidneys and invigorate yang.
Oh, I mean, ginseng...
Regulate chi. Regulate chi and activate chi.
I mean, ginseng does help with energy.
Yo, they're acting like this is going to give me like a peace of mind spiritually.
Bullwhip, I'm not really sure if that's a mistranslation or not. Seahorse, sea snake, starfish. Like, I can't imagine those do anything. I'm sure if you Google it, it'll say something or another, but I mean, it's just not really descriptive. Like the way this is written, it's like there's a whole starfish in here. What kind of starfish, you know? It doesn't really tell you. Do not mix with any other medications and do not use again within 24 hours. Okay. But then over here, it says it lasts up to 2 days. So...
I mean, are aphrodisiacs even a real thing? I thought that was like a fucking myth, bro, when people are like, chocolate's an chocolate's aphrodisiac. Snails are an aphrodisiac. Every motherfucker, bro, that eats oysters. Anytime I'm with somebody who's eating oysters, you know these are an aphrodisiac. Thanks for telling me, man.
In order to show you the full sketch dieselness of this, I have to break one open.
Why does he have gloves on like they're gonna like fucking, it's gonna like burn through his skin? You're gonna take one of these.
I have done this before, but look at this. So here's the pill. DL, it says on one side.
Doesn't it kind of look like it was painted with like actual like house paint? Like not food dye. It kind of looks like you painted like an egg.
And on the other, apparently. It's this very nice, pretty shade of blue.
What does
But
DL
look
mean?
what happens whenever I break it open. This does not look professional to me.
Looks like baby powder.
See, the breaking side is not like a uniform split. It's all jumbled, it's all crumpled. It doesn't look like the ingredients were milled well together. Like, I think it's missing agents that we add in real...
Yo, I want to go to the factory so bad where they make these. Like, there is a place somewhere in China where they're at right now, they're manufacturing these. Like, they're like, and who are they selling them to? Like, businesses are buying these in bulk to fucking deal to people?
Medicines to make them blend better, and I don't think this has that in it. Additionally, if you look on the side here, like where the blue paint meets the white chemical structure, or supposed.
Yeah, it looks like lead paint.
It's very clearly just painted on here. Like, these are just tablets that they made, and then they dipped it into some dye. It wasn't like actually coated or anything. Although those things in and of themselves aren't necessarily bad, it's just not consistent with a well-made product. So this is like getting...
I love how he's reviewing this like it's the new iPhone. Like, we're 8 minutes in, he isn't taking it yet. He's like breaking it open, look at all the ingredients. This is not a well-milled product. I can tell they didn't really put their heart and soul into this.
Sketchier the more I look into it. I can't wait to take this.
You think he's ever done a rhino pill?
Before I ingest this supernova of serenity, I want to take my blood pressure first. This is something I've been doing to try to see if there's any like physiological effects at all going on here. So I got my little blood pressure machine here. Let's test it out. This is a baseline. So 137/87, 114.
Not bad, not great.
Heart rate. That's a little bit
lower
high for me.
Yeah.
But that's what we're at right now. I got another one of these taken out here. Okay. The blue mystery pill all the way from the east.
Oh, the Steelers mug. I thought he was going to chew it. He just dies. Just on the spot he takes, he's like, ooh, that didn't feel good. It just turns green.
Have I made a grave mistake? This is so weird. Okay, well, the good news is...
Bro, I would be like nervous, man. I feel like after taking this would feel like the fear I had like the first time I've like tripped. Like, you're just like, oh fuck, what's gonna happen?
We finally got it ingested. The bad news is I have to go meet my friends now.
What? He had to go out? Bro, you're going to a bar after you just took a rhino pill? The equivalent of you just took a wolf pill. You're gonna leave your house. Nah, that's insane.
Has ever chugged a bottle of NyQuil?
Oh my God, is he doing stand-up?
Posted a video of it the other day, and someone messaged me and said, mentally challenged.
Oh.
I said back.
All right, but this bit would be really funny if he was just like, you know, just rocking a stiff. He's like, he goes and does the worst bit ever. Yeah, tough crowd. Does the worst bit ever after the rhino pill.
Challenge accepted.
Oh my God, nobody's laughing.
That was not fun at all. You know what this...
You didn't have to do that. What is that a part of the experiment? You just made yourself go do stand-up.
second worst feeling in the world is? Standing on stage and having a crowd of people laugh at you. You know what the worst feeling in the world is? Standing on stage and having no one laugh at you. Oh my gosh. I didn't even get to talk to my friends. Hardly any of them were there. I kept asking people if they wanted to try my sketchy Chinese pill, and they all...
Oh my God, this guy at a bar walks up to me and is like, you wanna eat this? See, now that'd be kind of scary. This dude just pulls up to you at a dive bar on like a fucking Thursday. He's like, you want to take this fucking wolf pill with me? I just popped one 30 minutes ago. No, I think I'll pass.
Said no. They looked at me like I was crazy. Like, I just want a friend to try funny pills with, and none of them would do it. They were just like, oh, that's weird. I asked one guy, and then I asked the second guy, and then the first guy saw me asking the second guy, and he's like, did he just ask you? And he's like, yeah. He's like, you gotta stop doing that. It's weird. I was like, oh my God.
He's just walking to every guy at the bar being like, you want to take this wolf pill? Yo, there's no way. And then everybody at the bar knows who he is.
Oh, stop. Like, a guy can't have hobbies? Like, what the heck? Then I got on stage and it just wasn't funny at all. And the pill didn't do anything. I don't even care enough to take my blood pressure. I mean, I will here
It didn't do anything?
just for scientific purposes, but it did absolutely nothing. I'm just really grumpy and upset because I just wasted a whole evening. Wasted a whole day, really.
Give it another 45 minutes. It's gonna invigorate your yang soon.
Expecting so much out of this pill. I
It's
wasn't
gonna activate your chi.
even hungry. I couldn't even eat good food when I was there. Like, literally nothing interesting happened at all. Stupid pill. Getting everybody's hopes up. 130 over 79, 106 heart
It dropped his blood pressure.
rate. Yeah, it was a dud. It was a scam. I got scammed out of $20, man. Oh my gosh. Like, what's wrong with the world, dude? Like, a guy can't even have fun anymore. Well, hopefully the next one's more.
Why is he so bummed out? He really wanted that pill to work. Bro, what was the ideal high that you would have had from that? You wouldn't even have felt anything. It would have just made you hard. Like, what?
More fun. This one, major thumbs down.
Major thumbs down. What else is this guy taking? Oh my God. Exploring the world of animal medications? Is he just taking pills he's finding at Tractor Supply? This is insane. Best antidepressant according to a licensed pharmacist. I mean, that's like an informative video. The Chinese pain pill. Oh, I've clicked on this one. Pharmacist tries 2 honey packs. This was the result. I feel like I remember seeing this. Takes gas station pills, freaks out, then calls the courthouse. Yo.
What the
No.
heck
that's not the whole pill, right?
is this? My goodness, I've never seen something more comical before in my life. I don't even know what this is supposed to be used for, but lots of people have been recommending it to me. I'm Grant Harding. I'm a licensed pharmacist in 3 states, and I'm a drug pricing expert.
Ooh, I just added the 4th.
And I wanted to review different medications I find so that you guys can make better, more informed decisions. Rhino.
Twin pack. Extreme. 999,000.
Now, why Rhino? I immediately think of Rhino.
No headache. I'd hope not. I feel like I would be getting a brain aneurysm if I ever had one of these. If you take this, your head starts pounding.
Virus, but that would be like unethical to sell rhinovirus. Twin. What is the point of that? What is this even telling me? Am I going to have twins now? Is that what this is for?
No, it's a twin pack. It's a twin pack. There's 2.
Rhino.
It's not one rhino pill. 69.
Super long lasting. Good choice of the word super. It doesn't sound like a 12-year-old wrote that or anything. Extreme 999K. No one knows what that means. This is like the dumbest packaging I have ever seen in my life. 6'9", okay?
100% genuine product.
HQ. What does this even mean? No headache. Gee, thanks. Glad to hear that. It's got 2 very unofficial looking seals.
Is that the pill that you're taking, or is it in that capsule? I'm fast forwarding.
And this is the weirdest part. I don't even know if you can read this. 1 capsule up to 9 days. What chemical lasts 9 days? That is such an arbitrary unit of time. I have no idea what this is. I don't even know why people wanted me to review it.
Meth. It's just a tablet of meth.
I'm not impressed, and I hate this packaging.
Joe really wants to see a boner? No, I want to see... I've never seen a guy take a rhino pill.
Like, it literally it has this image of a rhino, and then it has the same one right here. Like, this... Again, did a 12-year-old design this? Like, I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, there's a lot of words on the back.
Let's flip around to the back. Again, 1 capsule up to 9 days.
Wow, I need to read these. Hold up. Maximize the time of intercourse. Free the premature ejaculation. Better ejaculation control. No limits. Maximate volume of ejaculate. Amazing increase in thickness. This is disgusting.
How they're coming to that? This is the I've ever seen in my life.
Doctor designed. Doubt it.
Right now. Not something I want to be doing. All right. Maximize the time up. This is supposed to be. Dog enhancement. Like, it's
all
just...
right, let's break one of them out. See what the fuss is about. Goji extract, Deng Sen extract, attract zeolites, cinnamon, kasuda, dangui, licorice.
And whatever you want to hear, you will...
What the fuck is that?
Find that dangui is good for insert X, insert Y. These weird supplements that don't have a lot of data around them, it's just hearsay. It's just, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just anecdotal. That's the word I was looking for. So I see that there's a lot of words here printed, but I don't see anything at all.
Yo, that shit doesn't expire for fucking 4 years.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of words on the company, and they got into some trouble from the FDA.
FDA warns consumers to avoid rhino pill enhancement products found at retailers because of undeclared and potentially dangerous drug ingredients. Now, I'm going to have the take that I don't think the Food and Drug Administration needs to put out a warning that you shouldn't take rhino pills. Like, the packaging looks like it's a product from Five Below. Does it not? That looks like you would get that at a Spencer's Wall for $3.99.
Got its own little door flaps. I kind of like that. That's kind of cute, honestly. Okay, so let's quit screwing around here and get to the... Are these suppositories? Wait, does it say?
Oh my God, you have to shove it up your ass? Stop.
Say? I mean, it technically doesn't say how you're supposed to take this, so they could be for all I know.
I guess you got to do one both ways.
Oh, okay. It's its own little case. I see. It's like a cigar case, kind of, for a pill. Seems a bit excessive, but...
You're supposed to swallow that pill? That pill's huge.
I'm here for it. Very, very extra. I like that, actually. That's kind of cool. It's like a little carrying case. Like, you just carry this around. What else could I put in here? Does anyone have any ideas? What else? I might save this case and use it for something.
Cocaine.
I don't know what yet. So this is a unmarked purple pill. Not exactly the most exciting thing, but I liked that case. That case was exciting. So let's open this bad boy up and see what's
Open one, take the other.
actually inside.
It's like a green. He cracks it open. He cracks it open like a green liquid spills out and it burns through the paper plate.
There we go. Okay.
Oh no,
Okay.
same prop. Ooh, wait, why does that look like pellets?
Oh, all right. We got some powder.
Oh, that sounded like plastic. That pill case is would that dissolve in your stomach acid?
Wow, very nice.
Yo, you're supposed to swallow that?
So you can see all the powder in here. A little bit off-white, a little bit brownish. Let's see if I can smell it. Oh my gosh. Oh, I forgot to mention there's cinnamon bark in here. Here, you can read.
Smells like cinnamon?
I saw that on here somewhere.
Yo, surprisingly, that would make me feel better about it.
It smells
If it didn't smell like chemicals, I would feel like, oh, this is probably safe.
like cinnamon. This absolutely smells like cinnamon. Let's make some cinnamon cookies with this. How about that? Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Wow. Given the fact that I couldn't really find a whole lot of information on all this stuff that's in here, and the fact that they got in trouble by the FDA, first of all, I'm not taking this.
Oh, come on! Oh, you fucking kidding me?
Second of all, doesn't mean I can't ask someone else to.
Yo, this guy's a psycho.
Well, it's a couple days later, and
It's a couple days later. Bar hopped last night. Was asking a bunch of people to take the rhino pill.
none of my friends came through. The first one I asked immediately questioned the safety, and I told him we would just find out together.
Want to try some of these on camera with me? Is that a honey pack and a rhino pill? I'll have my ass off. I don't know. I'm scared, but kinda. What if I told you you'd be under the supervision of a licensed pharmacist in 3 states? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I don't know if this guy's actually a licensed pharmacist.
He didn't seem impressed by that answer. A second one told me they would take it, but whenever I brought it to them in real life, they told me,
Ooh, what's the hornet pill? Feel the sting?
and I quote, "I'm already on the real stuff, and I don't want that to mess with me." Later, at a comedy bar I have my bi-monthly residency at, I asked one of the patrons if they would try it and let me film them, and they laughed for 45 minutes straight and then walked around to the entire bar and told every single person that I had just asked them to take a rhino pill and let me film it. I followed up with them the next day. They said they were still considering it. So here we go.
Oh my god, he's going to take it?
For science. Mystery pill out of its little container. Can't believe I'm doing this. Well, let's hope that was safe and effective. No, I'm just kidding. It's been about an hour, and I don't feel anything yet. So I guess we'll check back in a little bit here. It's been probably about 4 hours now, and I went to the gym, and I didn't feel any different in the gym at all. I came home, I was super tired, and I took a really long nap, like a 1 hour long nap, and now I'm just reading a book, and it was
Reading a book. You're reading the Bible after you took a rhino pill.
like this whole experience was just a bunch of nothingness. It does absolutely nothing. This is a scam. This is junk.
Bros, and they're charging like $20 for that shit? That's insane. Taking a rhino pill and reading the Bible is top tier comedy. Larger, harder, stronger, I don't even know what that means. Work ethic. I love how he constantly talks like mom could barge into his room at any time. He's always whispering. Crash Out's got licensed pharmacists in 3 states and one of the other country's leading drug price experts to get zooted on a rhino pill. Anything's a suppository if you try hard enough. Oh, God. Count me down 30 seconds. I'm going to piss, then we're going to hide.
People are basically clowning him, saying he's trying too hard to be performative with it, and also are saying he's reading but not actually comprehending what it's.
That's just the take I have. I have no problem with him posting these videos. I think, like, having a fitness journey or reading journey or whatever it is for, like, you know, making yourself want to motivate, like self-accountability, like that's good.
Saying something that could have made it better is if he showed some notes that he was writing down while reading the book.
Yeah, like trying to like understand, like when I have such a lack of motivation for reading, and I really want to read more for philosophy because I love philosophy. I love my philosophy channel. I love making those videos, but it's like when I read, I dead ass take notes on a Google Doc. Like, when I made that Marcus Aurelius video about meditations, that shit took me like 6 months to get through that book. But I would take notes when I would read it.
Books to show that he was actually retaining the information and keeping what the book's actually saying in his head. Unironic.
And even then, it's like, you gotta take notes and go back to them because, like, you could read something, understand it, and then forget about it. You know? Like, you could be like, oh, I get that. And then the next day, I could be like, what'd you read about? And the average human's gonna be like, probably couldn't tell you.
Middle school teachers got one up on that. They was right on that because you do not retain shit after reading a book for the first time. But that time,
hell no, dude. You could read a chapter and then 6 hours later forget every single fucking sentence you read.
Everything was gonna cook him either way. He's got to put that one in the closet. Overall, it is good he's actually taking initiative to improve himself, though. And there's clips, too, where he doesn't understand a word, so he searches up what it means on camera. Where people are clowning him for not knowing a word's meaning, which I find...
Yeah, which is... That's fucking weird. I think he gets hate because he's so big, and, like, anybody in that space that's large and trying to do something that's new, people are gonna fucking shit on you for. But yeah, like he looked up like spontaneity and people flamed him for it. I'm like, bro, who cares?
So weird. People will always say try to...
Like that demotivates motherfuckers to want to learn how to read and want to learn what words mean because you get flamed if you don't know what something is. Like it's very commendable to admit that you don't understand something. It's very commendable to admit that you don't get something because so many people get ingrained in their beliefs and they refuse to admit when they're wrong. And, like, everybody does this. I do this, right? Where if, like, somebody proves you wrong, you don't even actually go, like, you never concede that loss because that's showing, like, weakness. So instead, people double down and get more fucking locked in and drilled into their fucking beliefs, even though they actually were just proven that they're wrong. That's why one of the best ways to change somebody's mind is to get them to arrive at your opinion by questioning them to get them to arrive at your opinion themselves. Like, if I want you to believe that UBI makes sense, I don't want to explain to you why UBI makes sense. I'm going to question you with 30, 40 different series of questions to where eventually you arrive at the idea that you think universal base income is a good idea. And you're going to say it, and then I'll go, huh, that's a good point. And then you're going to go, I know, thank you. And in reality, I was the guy that made you fucking think of that, right? Because I asked you the million questions to do that, but you're the one that said it. So because you said it, now you believe it, right? But if you tell a motherfucker, no, you're wrong, this is why you're wrong, and here's what's right, they'll never believe that. And it's the same thing with me. People do that to me. I'll be like, fuck you. No, I'm right, right? Like that's how you change somebody's mind. Is by getting like motivational interviewing, like questioning them to arrive at your opinion.
Prove yourself by reading books or going to the gym or learning whatever habit. And when you showcase yourself trying to improve yourself, they just clown you.
But it's so easy to just dunk on a motherfucker, you know? It makes you feel better to dunk on a motherfucker and be like, no, you're stupid. Here's why. Even though you know, everybody knows that's not going to change their mind, right? Because you're going to try and humiliate them and then they're going to fucking feel like shit about themselves. They're going to be like, fuck you. And then now you're more distanced from each other.
2026 and can't even be curious about...
You do that? I know I do that. It's bad I do that.
...about something without getting the sped allegations. Meanwhile, those same people are...
Because I love the idea of being like, no, you're a dumbass, here's why. People do it to me too.
Fat chuds on the internet that do nothing but comment on people's all day. And we kind of do need more people reading, at least in America, because the amount of people's reading comprehension has gone down is atrocious. I know this as a creator because I'll say something, a person won't even finish the video or just pause on that part, then go in the comment section writing a whole paragraph explaining why they hate me and how my take is wrong. Half the population reads at a 6th grade level here. We gotta start doing reading clubs again. I'm glad to be in the group of Gen Z kids that got out school right when AI was about to hit. Because if I was in school right now, I'll let y'all know, I would be a couple of octaves dumber than I already am. Then there's the fashion pivot. On that same channel, he's posting videos of him learning how to make clothes for his fashion brand, which doesn't have as much hate as the reading, but it's more of the way he presents it, I would say. His fashion brand is called Vivette, and one way he's advertising it is with his own journal. The journal having designs and sketches of what he wants in it. And the way he's talking about this journal and flexing it, you would think he's writing some new verses for the Bible. Even on the Vivette website, the only way you can see the journal is if you sign up and join the waitlist. So it's clear the journal is the main marketing tactic he has for his whole fashion brand, which isn't an uncommon thing. Every fashion designer has their own type of documentation of the process of making a product. Kanye is somebody who did this a lot and showed off his sketches. It's confusing on Kanye's
why did it just get silent?
vision for it, because in different videos he's saying so many things about what it's supposed to be, and he's changing the camera quality on the videos to make it look more like a documentary, which is now being called the performative quality. The funniest one has gotta be
your boy for the sub.
Him recording himself writing in his journal on a 3DS, which got deleted.
Why is he recording off his 3DS?
I don't know how to describe it. It's like a track, right? And then everybody's on it. And then when you achieve a lot or you do good, you start to succeed. You start to exceed it. Like you start to keep going at a crazy. The way like I'm a little dark and shit. Like shit dark for me. But as soon as I hold this journal up, it's a lot like more focused on it.
That journal better have the cure to cancer the way he's showing it. Crazy thing is, even if the journal does have good designs and people want to buy it, the videos have cooked anything associated to it. People will just look back at the videos and start dying laughing. There was absolutely zero need to record this video on a 3DS. I feel like even he looked back at this and said, all right, I'm doing too much. While people were memeing the whole thing, it also opened the floodgates of old clips showing Cod trying to fit in with certain things, where you can't put it any other way. He's just saying some shit to be performative for the camera.
Yo, if you could describe your outfit with a song, what would it be?
Viva La Vida by Cosplay. These are kind of busted up, but headphones. That's what I need.
Like, bro just had that shit in the dome. What would you describe your outfit as, bro? I'd be like, I don't know what fucking song my outfit is.
By Cosplay. These are kind of busted up, but headphones. That's what I need. You do not use those. You do not use those.
Yeah, bro does not use corded earbuds in the Big 26.
Why you capping this? He does not use those.
No. Yeah, he do. No. These are the 16, 15 iPhones.
Thank you. These don't work. No, it just broke today. How it broke?
Kai, you can use AirPods. We know you're rich, dog. And before people get on my ass for wearing these wired headphones, look back the past 4 years. I've been wearing these in every single video the past 4 years. All right, I'm not faking.
Yeah, bro, you need the fucking wireless one. Well, I still use these because these are good with a mic for TikTok. They probably got my ear goop in them. Yep, you got my ear goop. That's how you know I use them. When your earwax gets all stuck in those motherfuckers.
I'm not sure why he does it or if he tries to do it subtly so people don't notice much. But in 2026, with all the forms of social media we got, people are gonna be able to tell when you're faking it. I do believe, though, that even with all these performative shenanigans, he actually got into fashion and likes it. You can tell his fashion game.
No, I bet he does like fashion. I bet he does want to make good clothing. But it's just like, I don't know. Like, do you think that, like, management or PR or somebody was telling him he has to like do these videos, or he was like, I want to promote it this way? I don't know, because I think he wants it to have its own meaning outside of just him, because it's not like merch. Like, he wants to transcend it from Kai merch, because like it would guaranteed, that's how I'm perceiving it, it would guaranteed be successful if he just dropped clothes and was like, yo, my brand, I'm gonna call it Vivette, it's Kai merch, buy it. But, like, he wants it to be its own standalone thing.
It's changed a lot in the past couple of years. And I'm sure people will say that this whole thing is fake or a grift because it happened so soon. That can happen to anyone with anything, though. Sometimes you get into something and like it so much a lot in a short period of time, you want to start trying it yourself or going out into that industry. The way he's advertising it, though, is way too performative. There's clips of him walking around with the journal in Paris Fashion Week, and it looked like he was protecting an ancient scripture that had burned down what vaporized half of humanity's information.
Yeah, like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Like, I have no idea like, why are there so many pictures being taken? What is this? Where, like, this is at a fashion week, but he's just, like, flipping through the journal. Why? Wow.
Before I saw these clips, honestly, I didn't understand why people were saying the rebrand is performative. And as soon as I saw these clips, I understood why. Whoever told him on his team that this will look tough gotta be fired. Other fashion designers there were probably looking confused as hell. This isn't to say that Kai's clothing brand is gonna come out and look trash or ugly, but it's more of the marketing tactic and how it was done. In fact, I think a lot of the people hating saying the clothes are gonna look ass would start wearing it if all of a sudden people actually like it and start wearing it out. One thing Kai's gonna mainly struggle with in the fashion industry is trying to have this new persona while his old clips still being mega viral and out there, which is why I said at the
Yeah, like he hard pivoted from like this extremely extroverted, loud guy to like a quiet genius that makes fashion. You know, like it's a very big pivot.
Start, it's better when a transformation naturally happens on its own and isn't a hard pivot, because not only is he gonna get low broed by the fashion elites there and they'll just see him as the streamer guy, also it's the clips and what type of streamer he was, doing a bunch of goofy stuff for stream. It's way easier for you to be a small content creator and have collabs with bigger content creators because content creators are usually more genuine, which can lead to you blowing up and having your own career. The fashion industry is just like the music industry, it's cutthroat. They'll tell you if your shit is ass, or a company will deny making the clothes because they don't think it will sell well. And people memeing this whole thing is definitely not helping potential fashion collaborators take it more serious. The whole jump into it was very fast though. It was only 3.5 months he was gone before doing this whole change. I feel like minimum you need a year for something like this. I guess for now we're gonna have to wait and see how it goes.
And was he mentioning it before? Like before the Mafiathon 3, was he like, did he, I don't know. Like, did he say, I'm gonna make a clothing brand?
I don't know.
Or was it like out of nowhere?
If he's gonna completely quit streaming, but if I was his friend giving advice, I say hell no. No matter what is like,
He had to have mentioned it once.
Content creator, unless you're gonna retire after like 10 or 15 years, you gotta serve the people that built you up to what you are, or maybe that's only me. So y'all will have me for another painstaking 10 years at minimum. Enjoy. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram.
Love Tommy, bruh. Rebrand that cut when Tommy rebranded into having no afro. Tommy's cut always get inflamed. Speed in the beginning, it was nothing but a minstrel show. So happy he rebranded instead of role-playing as an ape. My God. Speed's rebrand was crazy witness in real time, bro. Went from tweaking in his mom's basement becoming mayor of Peru for 1 hour. He got a lot more serious. And I think that was just his personality changing, though. I mean, dude, Speed blew up as a fucking high schooler. And then now he's like, what, like 22 or some shit? 21, something? How old is Speed? Yeah, 21. Kai's a good example of somebody getting famous and rich but not really doing anything, and then he thinks he can become anything because of it. Kind of like when YouTubers would try to become musicians. I wouldn't even say YouTubers becoming musicians. I would say TikTokers becoming musicians. But I don't think he got rich and famous by not really doing anything. I think he was a really good streamer for the space that he had. But like, or has. But it's just such a pivot, man. Like, I make merch. But going merch and a clothing brand are two different fucking things, man. Like, getting into clothes and fashion is just an entirely different space. It's picking up another career. Yes, they're both in the social space because you have to promote them by marketing. But, like, that'd be like dead ass me running a social media business, which is basically what I do, and then being like, all right, I'm gonna open a restaurant. I don't know the first thing about managing workers or having a meal or quality assurance of food or the marketing of food. It's like the best advice I got, which is a little dampening, right? But the best advice I got was from my accountant. He said, I was like, I don't know what I want to do, like when I'm done social media. He's like, stick with what you know, man. Stick with what you know. You could stay in the marketing space, do behind the scenes shit, right? I could get into management of my own with ad companies and agencies or like, managing creators. But like, if you step out of that space, you're basically repaving your way, right? Like if you dip from, like if I know how to stream and I know the marketing space and I understand all of that stuff, and then I step out of that and I'm like, I want to open a bar. Just because you got the money don't mean you're going to have the success. Right? Just because you've had success somewhere else doesn't mean you're going to achieve that same success elsewhere. It means you have and have proven the ability to succeed, but that doesn't mean that that next mission is going to be what's going to be for you, right? Obviously, you're going to have a better start, but I don't know. It's like, that's why I've always said, when I'm done, bro, like, I would love to retire from like social media in that sense. I would do behind the scenes shit. I would love to even just like work at a fucking animal shelter or do some shit where it's like you're not restarting a business, bro, because growing a business and growing a brand is so painstakingly long and annoying to do, right? Like it's not just as simple as going, oh yeah, all right, well, you know, I was successful here, well, I could just probably throw money at this and it'll work. Nut scandal that almost ruined Korean Air.
On December 5th, 2014, a flight operated by Korean Air was set to fly from New York City to Seoul, South Korea.
Was that a 16-hour flight?
But before it could even get off the ground, several people's lives were permanently altered by a bag of nuts. But despite where you might think this is going,
I thought this was going to be the nut scandal, like a chipmunk climbed into the fucking airplane overnight and started storing just all of its acorns and like peanuts that like weighed down one of the sides of the planes or something.
It's not a story about someone having an allergic reaction and the traumatized passengers who witness it. Instead, the story...
I had a rat problem at my old place back when I used to live in a trailer, and we got back from like this trip for a week. This was when I was like 8 years old. And a rat had taken all of the Hershey Kisses that were in a bowl and arranged them in a line in between the gap between my washer, or not my washer, my dishwasher and the countertop. Because it was like, there was a gap about this big, and there was just a line of Hershey Kisses all the way from the back to the front. It's very weird. Never found out why it did that, but I had a rat problem. I remember there was a rat problem. And we had a rat and a bat problem, separate times. But when the rats were there, they would like grab stuff, and I still think about it. Like to this day, I'm like, why did it do that? I know it was storing the food in some way, but it was like so not perfectly organized, but it was like almost perfect. Like it was just like lined, like he like individually carried one over every time.
Instead, the story centers around Cho Hyun-ah, also known as Heather Cho, a vice president at Korean Air who was sitting in...
Did she have a nut allergy or something?
...first class for that flight. As the plane was preparing to take off, a flight attendant handed Mrs. Cho a bag of macadamia nuts. And this is when all hell broke loose.
The CEO or like one of the heads of the company gets a bag of macadamia nuts. Macadamia? You know I only eat cashews. How dare you?
Cho was instantly enraged because she was served the nuts in a bag instead of in a bowl. Yes, that's...
Oh my God. Like that enraged her? I get maybe it'd be like policy to like put them in a bowl for first class. But if you're the CEO, I'd be like, you guys are supposed to put this in a bowl and move on. Not, oh, what do you think I am, some poor person? Sitting in coach? Are you going to offer me next a Biscoff cookie? Who do you think I am, some peasant?
The grave offense that's...
Next you're going to offer me fentanyl, I bet. That's why I do it in the back bathroom.
Started this whole thing. Cho began screaming at the flight attendant, a woman named Kim Do-hee, reportedly yelling, "What kind of service is this?" and berating her for a minute before realizing that she should really be yelling at Kim's boss. So she called over the cabin crew chief, Park Chang-jin, and began screaming at him instead, throwing the bag of nuts against a wall in the process. She asked Park why she had been served macadamia nuts in a bag instead of in a bowl, to which he replied,
and imagine being a customer. Like you're sitting in first class next to her. You're also rich, but you're like not a dickhead. And you're going, whoa, this is like out of a movie level of like fucking, you know, privilege. You care that bad, just tear it open. The only thing that warrants this level of anger is if you're handed a Nature Valley bar in first class in the package. And it's like an older plastic one that's really hard to tear, and you just know it's going to go everywhere. Like, that would be the problem.
Simply following the official Korean Air service manual. Cho then demanded that they bring her...
I'm not dissing Nature Valley. I'm saying if you have a Nature Valley bar like in that situation, I'd be like, all right, could you open it for me? Because the entire pain of a Nature Valley bar is opening a Nature Valley bar. Whereas, like, you're just tearing open a bag of nuts.
Cho then demanded that they bring her the service manual to prove it. So Park grabbed a tablet which had the manual on it. Nervous from the situation, he accidentally mistyped the password for the tablet, causing Cho to get even more upset. But once he was able to get the manual open, he showed Cho proof that the flight attendant had correctly followed the guidelines for the cabin crew when it comes to serving macadamia nuts.
Oh, so it literally, like, they're right. So she's also just a shitty CEO that doesn't even know her own manual. Like, they didn't even fuck up. She's just crashing out for no reason. That's wild. Do you think it's like a germ thing? You're not supposed to give them in a bowl because it's like, ooh, loose nuts.
And if they had a whole
that's kind of weird
thing dedicated to that, I can only imagine how long that manual was. It's just a shame that they didn't have a section for—
Dude, serving nuts is really a rich person thing. You ever been to a shitty fucking, like, restaurant or, like, small eat spot and, like, one of the menu items is, like, mixed nuts? $9. Why don't you just give me dirt and charge me for it? Mixed nuts, $9. Are you fucking serious? That should be free. Mixed nuts, fucking $9. If I'm at a bar and I'm buying fucking $20 drinks, $18 mixed drinks, and I have to pay $9 to get a shitty trail mix that you got from fucking Walmart down the street in a big barrel—
of the company throws the bag of nuts at you. Unfortunately, the evidence that she was wrong did not do much to calm down Mrs. Cho. Instead, she continued yelling at both Kim and Park, eventually forcing them to get on their knees and beg for her forgiveness.
I know the job market's rough, but I don't think there's a world where I would get on my knees and beg a random woman that owns the company to, like, please save me. Quitting on the spot? Yeah, literally being like, all right, I'm taking this flight now. Fuck you.
That might seem intense, but anyone who's ever been handed a bag of macadamia nuts instead of having them presented to you in a bowl can understand the frustration. While the flight attendants were on their knees, Cho continued berating them and then grabbed the tablet and started hitting Park's knuckles with it. Again, I think we can all agree that—
What is this? What are we in, a fucking 1930s American classroom where you get hit with a ruler? What type of shit is that? She started breaking his knuckles with a fucking iPad?
This is a pretty rational response, considering—
Honestly, get your bag, you know? Honestly, him kind of leaning— if he had just quit, that would be bad, you know? Because if he had quit, he's not getting anything. Like, maybe he just gets like a nice pay package for leaving. Now he could sue the shit out of her. Like, she's beating him with an iPad for giving her mixed nuts. Or not mixed nuts, macadamia nuts.
What Cho had endured. She then fired Park and demanded that the plane be sent back to the gate so he can be kicked off. The entire interaction took place in the first-class cabin, but there was only one other passenger flying first class on that flight.
Oh, so nobody was there to see it. I think somebody else would have fucking said something to her.
And I can only imagine the severe discomfort that person was experiencing in that moment. Sorry to interrupt, but could I trouble you for a ginger ale when you have a chance? The plane, which still—
Trouble you for a ginger ale? I would say something. If I was on a first-class plane for Korean Air and I know the CEO is crashing out on this person, I'm going, yo, I'm never flying with you again. Like, you're awful. Like, you need to step down. No, you wouldn't? Yes, the fuck I would. Yes, the fuck I would, because I don't work for her. What is she gonna do? Ban me from Korean Airlines? Oh, boo fucking who? Oh, boo fucking who? There's a million fucking airlines. You take another one. You're not the hero. I'm not saying I'm a hero. I'm not doing that in this hero complex of like, let me save the day. You stop hitting that man in the knuckles with an iPad. I would be annoyed personally of how awkward and weird that is. I would walk up and be like, you're being a weird, like you're being a loser. Like, why are you crashing out? Like, what type of weird prissy rich shit is this? Like, I don't have, like, bro, because you got to realize, like, flying first class is fine. Like, if you have the money to fly it, fine. Spend the money to fly it. But, like, that level I hate rich people that act like snobby movie rich people. Like, I understand I have money now. I didn't have money then. And even though I have money now, I'm going to still tip people well. I'll, like, still be forgiving for mess ups. Like, honestly, I've always said, most of the time, if a waitress brings me the wrong thing, I'm probably not sending it back. Right? The rich people shit where it's like, oh, I have money, so therefore you must serve me better than the average person. No, you're just a regular ass motherfucker. And I understand in first class you're paying for better service, but it's like, dude, they'll bring you like a damp towel to fucking wipe your face with. I flew first class one time, upgraded, and it was paid for by a company that was taking me somewhere. When I sat down, they handed me a wet towel. I went, what? Like what am I? It was a hot, wet towel, and he handed it to me, and I went, like, what am I supposed to do with this? He's like, it's for your hands or your face. I went, okay, and I just like put my hands with it, handed it back to him. I'm like, this is the most useless shit ever. That's the type of rich people shit I don't understand. I have money now. I'm like, that is stupid. Like, why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? What do you need? Well, I need a warm towel for what? Like, I'm sitting on a fucking airline. Just give me, like, a drink, and then I'm fine. Here's a water. Thanks. That's all I need.
The fact that he's Korean. Don't worry, Park. We'll let you buy a ticket back. The flight then took off 46 minutes late.
What's the most rich person thing you've done? I buy Main Plus when I fly now. I don't sit in the back of the plane, but I don't buy first class. I get Main Plus. 6 extra inches of leg room and a free checked bag. That's balling. I spend, if I'm flying, if like regular coach is like $400, I'll pay $650 for more leg room. And is it a waste of money? Yeah, sure. But like, that's why, like, I have the money for that. I don't have the money. I do have the money. I could fly first class, but it's stupid to fly first class. Like, that's just like, you're full on wasting money. Cause like Main Plus is $650 if coach is 4. First class is like $1,400 for a 4-hour flight. Or like a 3-hour flight. Like, I'm not paying that. Like, I'm just getting conned. You know, but if I was flying like to like Asia, like if I ever fly to like Thailand or something, I'd buy one of the laydown seats. Cause sitting upright for 15 hours, I'm gonna be fucking bashing my head on the walls, man. That shit sounds terrible. Like, that I would pay the money for. What's the most rich person thing I've done though? I don't know. Like, I don't know. What do you mean by that? I bought like, oh, no, you know the biggest rich person thing that I've done now? That I'm at the point in my life, I will give the waitress my card before knowing how much the bill was. I don't look at the bill. Like, if I'm out to eat. That's the thing that I've noticed. I'll just hand them my card. Well, either way you're paying. Some people just do that, but like, I'll just hand them my card. But that's it. Like, I used to look at the bill. Now I don't look at the bill.
Flight attendant Kim Do-hee.
It's not really rich, it's more financial security.
Was not dismissed, since Cho had shifted her hatred towards...
What if they charge you for some shit you didn't order? I don't know. That probably has happened before. Ooh, no. The richest thing that I do is I buy my friend... Every time I go out, I buy shots. I waste money when I go out. If I go out to a bar, I'm probably blowing like $400 on drinks. That's like the stupidest shit I do. But it's like, I'd rather, like, I would want my friends to do that if they had money. So it's like, I want to do that shit. Like, I have money, I go out with my friends, I turn, like, they're all talking, I turn around, I have a tray of shots. Like, it's fun. Like, because I could spend that money. Yeah, gambling, sure. What else? I don't know. Way back, I was financing my car, and I had, like, it was like 3 years that I had to finance this car. And like a year and a half in, I went, what the fuck am I doing? And I just paid it off. Like, I guess that. It was like, I was just like, why? Just buy it.
But we can only imagine the tension in that first-class cabin during the flight. And it's a good thing the moist towelette was the right temperature. Otherwise, we would have had to run the whole thing back.
See, that's what I'm saying, this moist towelette. That's the thing they run on every airline. Why am I getting a moist towelette? I've never been somewhere where they do that. It's weird. I don't want that. Why are you giving me a wet towel? It's like, honestly, I get, it's nice that it's warm, but it's like, ugh. Like, I don't... Why?
Now, if you've heard this story and you're wondering how Heather Cho had enough power to not only fire the cabin crew chief for something this trivial, but also to turn the plane around and order it back to the gate,
She didn't
allow
have the
me to
power.
provide some context. Mrs. Cho was not just a vice president at Korean Air. She was also the daughter of Korean Air chairman and CEO Cho Yang-ho.
Oh, so she's like a Nepo baby.
You see, large South Korean conglomerates, known in the country as chaebols, are often controlled by powerful families. Members of these families are practically nobility, which is why everyone unquestionably obeyed Heather Cho throughout her macadamia nut tirade. Following the whole thing, Korean Air went out of their way to silence the incident and prevent it from getting into the public eye.
I'd take $2 million to not say anything. If I'm one of them, I'd go, give me $5 million. Retirement money. I won't say anything. You don't need it? No, but I'm saying if you're an average worker, I'd be like, I'd rather get $5 million and just dip.
And pressuring them into lying about the situation during the investigation from South Korea's Ministry of Transport.
Oh, that's really bad.
He gave Park a statement to say to the investigators, and Korean Air executives were reportedly present during the entire questioning. Since Park could tell the investigation was biased, he reported the story directly to the media, and that was when things got bad for Korean Air. They immediately issued a statement addressing the situation, apologizing for the inconvenience, but saying that it was Heather Cho's responsibility to enforce the procedures of the cabin crew, and she was simply doing her job. Not sure what kind of job requires you to attack your employees.
To hit him in the knuckles with an iPad and make him get on his knees. I think if anything, it'd be like, hey man, you're doing this wrong.
But maybe she was just making sure their combat skills were up to par. Their justification for Park being fired, despite him being totally in the right, was that he hadn't produced the proof quickly enough. And
he got the iPad code wrong is why they fired him. He mistyped the password. Wow.
We know a woman who delayed a flight by 45 minutes over a bag of nuts really values timeliness.
No, and that's like, dude, people always go, oh, 45 minutes, you know, your flight's delayed. That's not too bad. But you got to realize, like, a flight getting delayed like 20 minutes is a butterfly effect for the rest of that day is what's so fucked. Like, if you have 1 hour, if you have a flight in the morning get delayed by an hour, every flight on that plane for the rest of the day is now delayed at least an hour.
Further research into Cho revealed that this was not her first time behaving like this. In 2013, she physically assaulted a flight attendant who served her improperly cooked ramen noodles. This woman really is a hero for everyone who despises airline food. Cho was also involved in a separate controversy that same year when she traveled to Hawaii to give birth to her twin boys, therefore allowing them to be US citizens and avoid the South Korean mandatory military service. And in the interest of efficiency, maybe she was even able to clobber some flight attendants on the journey there. In fact, it seems most of the Cho family has a history of mean behavior, with Heather's sister, brother, and mother all involved in
water rage? What is it? What is it with nut rage? Brother of nut rage heiress injures mom in Christmas Day feud over power control, or mum. Korean Air matriarch receives suspended jail sentence for abusing domestic staff. Why are they always hitting their employees?
Similar scandals. So the public wasn't buying the half-assed apology, and sales of Korean Air flights had dropped by 6.6%. Finally, the airline was forced to admit defeat. Cho Yang-ho stood before journalists and publicly apologized for his daughter's nut rage, calling it a foolish act and saying, "It's my fault. As chairman and father, I ask for the public's generous forgiveness." He also said that his daughter would be resigning from her positions at Korean Air. Heather Cho herself then stepped up to apologize in front of the media, hanging her head in shame and announcing that she would also be personally apologizing to Park and Kim. She reportedly went to their houses to do so, but neither of them were home, probably busy looking for jobs. So she left them both notes saying sorry instead.
They didn't get, bro, she left them a note saying sorry. Oh my God. Why don't they just give them money? Like, I know that's like a sweep under the rug thing, but if it's like you're gonna abuse those employees like that and then fire them, it's like give them $1 million. And then it's like, it's not all as good, but it's like, okay, you know, I got something out of this.
Glad she handled this apology like she was delivering a package that required a signature. Still, the backlash had reached a new level, with some people describing it as a national embarrassment and proof of chaebol power abuse. The whole thing was then taken to court, where Heather Cho was found guilty of obstructing aviation safety and sentenced to 10 months in prison. She was released after 5. And I honestly have no idea if that's too much of a punishment or not enough. Korean Air was also fined
Yeah, I don't really know. I've never been presented woman crashes out for getting nuts and hits guy with iPad.
$2.57 million by the Transport Ministry for the incident, as well as being ordered to pay $45,000 to park for what he
Bro, what? Why is the ministry suing for $2.57 million and the employee gets $45K? Like, what type of lame-ass shit is that? Why is the ministry not giving that money to him? $40K? Bro, $40K? Are you serious? So he just gets a yearly salary. Yeah, that's good, but it's like, bro, like, you were a part of, like, a big-ass thing with, like, Korean Air abusing employees.
and led to a revision in the South Korean aviation laws, increasing the punishments for disruptive passengers. But the best thing to come from this was in South Korean supermarkets, where sales of macadamia nuts rose 250% following the incident. And that wasn't even some kind of protest. The whole thing just gave people a craving, I guess. It also
Yeah, I haven't had macadamia nuts in a while, now that I'm thinking about it.
gave Heather Cho a bad public image, which seems to have followed her over the years. In 2023, she changed her name from Cho Hyun-ah to Cho Seong-yeon. Yeah, that should fix everything. As for the only other passenger in first class, she actually contacted Korean Air about the incident after it happened. In response, the airline sent her a calendar and a model airplane as an apology. And honestly, I don't think they owe her any.
Holy corporate dystopia. Sorry you had a bad time. Here's a Korean Air themed calendar and a little plastic thing you could put on your desk.
She already got to witness the greatest in-flight entertainment of all time. Now please consider subscribing, or I'll turn this whole plane around and banish you to JFK Airport.
Oh god, JFK Airport, I can't go there. I'll subscribe. JFK Airport's fucking hell. Only airport worse, Newark Airport. Miami Airport also sucks. Newark Airport blows. Denver Airport's the size of a fucking country. Ever go to Denver Airport? Get from gate A to gate J. Takes 30 minutes. Fucking walking for 9 hours trying to get anywhere Denver Airport. All airports suck? Nah, some are chill. A lot of Texas airports are pretty easy to navigate. Atlanta Airport and Newark ain't that bad. Newark Airport sucks. It really does. Parking at Newark Airport's terrible. It's like fucking $500 for like 3 days, dude. Long-term parking is horrible. I don't know the worst airport I've ever been. I went to St. Martin Airport when it was after the hurricane. They had wires hanging from the ceiling, and it was like the airport was like half broken. I was like, wow, this is rough. There was no AC either, but that was also like, hey, they just got hit with a hurricane, so can't really knock them, you know. All right, next video, chat.
Make sure there is something, you know, for them to sit on to remove their shoes. It might be fine for a 20-year-old to sort of whip off their shoe whilst looking like a flamingo standing on one leg, but actually...
Oh, yeah, no, I feel like age is going to play a factor, too. It's a bit fucked up to be like, to an 85-year-old, like, grandma, it's a shoes-off household. You know, they're wearing, like, they're using a cane to move. Yeah, sorry, you're gonna need to take those off. Like, that's fucked.
You know.
Yeah, no, if you're old, it's like, but that's also just like, I think old people could kind of do whatever the fuck they want.
An older generation might want a small puff or something to sit on, so make sure you've got one of those handy. Are Irish exits okay?
No. Love an Irish goodbye. Love an Irish goodbye. I hate when people do it to me, but dude, just leaving. just fucking leave. What? An Irish goodbye is when you just leave. Don't tell anybody you're leaving. Just walk out. Honestly, you also usually leave when nobody notices you're leaving. Be like, oh, I'm going to the bathroom real quick. Take a piss. Nobody's around near the front door. Just walk out. just fucking. You tell the host. If you're at like a party, like that's usually what it'll be. Like if I have people over, so you ghost them. Well, no. Like you would tell dude. It's like say you're at a party. There's like 20 people around. I don't want to say bye to everybody, and then it's really weird, and you're like, all right, I'm leaving. And then everybody goes and looks at you. Just fucking walk up to the person and be like, I'm leaving. You know, anybody in the area you say bye to, and then you just fuck off.
Not really. I mean, the only time, I think I did one once where it was at a wedding and the couple was so paralytic. I thought even if I do say goodbye to them, there's not a hope in hell they're going to remember it. So I did just go, and my taxi had arrived and had sort of been waiting.
They were that fucked up at their own wedding?
Sufficiently long enough that I was going to start getting charged. But no, generally you do at least need to say goodbye to one, if not both of the hosts, whatever you are at. Isn't life a bit short to be worrying about these things?
Unless you're at a bar. But that's a little sketchy. If you're at a bar and you just leave, like normally my friends would tell me they're leaving if they're at a bar. Because if somebody just left, I'd be like, are they like drunk driving home? I'd be like, because usually you kind of Uber like with other people. Yeah, at a bar, it's like you're kind of in a group.
You're missing the point.
What if they get kidnapped? Yeah. Well, I also think men Irish goodbye more than women. Because it's like, that'd be like unsafe. Like if a woman just disappeared out of a group, I think other women or men in that group would be worried. They'd be like, where did this person go?
I don't think life is too short to worry about other
people that Irish goodbye. It's usually like guys. Like my friend Jay will just leave. I'll just walk out.
People's feelings. I think life isn't long enough. Do Jen's...
Or he'll walk. Dude, if I'm the host, he'll be like, I'm Irish goodbying. So it's like, it's not really an Irish goodbye, but he's only telling me that he's leaving. That's where you tell the host. You tell the host, you're like, I'm leaving. And then you just walk out.
Zed have no etiquette.
Do Gen Z have no etiquette? Chat, would you guys say you have etiquette?
I actually think Gen Z are probably more aware of how their actions impact others than generations above them. Certainly from my own experience, when I have had millennials come up to say hi to me in the street, and I am a millennial.
He went millennials.
They're quite entitled. They sort of feel as if you have to stop and talk to them, and it's sort of their right that you do that. Whereas all the Gen Z people are so cautious. They're conscious if I'm chatting to somebody already in the street, they will wait until I finish my conversation. They will come over and say, oh, I'm so sorry, would you mind if we just awfully sort of said hi or got a photo? So no, it's not all doom and gloom with Gen Z. Have you ever had...
Nah, I think that's person to person, bro. That's not generation shit. You know how many times I've ran into people that I haven't seen in a while at like a gas station, and they're like, oh, let me take this time to have a 20-minute conversation. And I'm like, bro, I gotta go. You know? If I see somebody I know, I'm just like, yo, what's up, bro? How you been? Good? Oh, awesome, bro. All right, I'll catch you. Like, fuck.
A pajama day. Yes, when I was ill in hospital. But other than that, I wear clothes.
Pajama day. Okay.
Thought you might dress up for the occasion, but there we go.
Oh! Start the car. Is lying okay to be polite? Oh, great.
Ooh. Yeah, like little white lies. Yeah. I think that's fine. Like if it's something like, does this look weird? No. You're indifferent. You know, it doesn't look weird, but it's like, you know, you kind of get what they're saying, but you just don't want to fucking have them like freak out and be like insecure about their outfit or something. No, it looks fine. Let's go.
Big question. Yeah, if it protects someone's...
You're lying to Brooke? No.
...feelings, then yes, I think it's okay to... A little white lie is fine. A small lie, nothing sort of massive. You know, that's a lovely shacket, for example. You could say, just riffing. What a lovely part of the world we're in. It's so quiet. You know, that would be fine if you want to sort of lie to protect
Why would you just randomly do that?
Feelings.
Like you're just...
but
yeah, I feel like a white lie is like somebody asks you a question and you respond with a lie to make them feel better.
I wouldn't... If it's a malicious lie, then that's when it's not.
Yeah.
Then it's not good. What is your pet peeve when it comes to etiquette? It's niche. Probably doesn't annoy many other people. When People say you can't toast with water, it's unlucky. That was correct 500
Never heard that.
years ago, where the water was full of cholera. We're very fortunate to live in a society, certainly in Britain and most of the Western world, where the water is absolutely fine and is not full of bacteria. If you are Muslim, Hindu, a recovering alcoholic, pregnant, on very strong antibiotics, underage, or just don't want to drink that particular evening out of personal preference, what are you going to do? You can't suddenly just have a sip of wine to be polite. You can toast with any cold drink. I wouldn't toast with tea or coffee.
Oh, toast. I thought you said taste.
But water, it's absolutely fine. And so, again, it's niche, but it's when people try to sort of say that particular rule, not realising the origin of it. And for me, and I spend a lot of time trying to research where we get these rules from.
Yeah, no, I think that's fucked up to be like, no, you have to drink, especially if they're pregnant or an alcoholic. What? Now, I think there is something different, though, if your friend's like, if I'm out at a bar and everybody's drinking and I'm like, let's all get shots, and my friend's like, nah, I'll be like, come on, you know? Don't be lame. But if he says no again, I'll just be like, all right. Like, I'm not going to force him to drink, but I'll be like, nah, bro, come on. You're good for one, you know?
How we have ended up, that particularly annoys me because there's no logic behind it, and the rule has got to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, you can get rid of it as a rule. Should you make your bed in an hotel?
No!
Well, depends on the type of hotel you're in. I would say if you're paying for housekeeping or you've requested for housekeeping, then no, there's no need.
Why would you make your bed in a hotel?
You don't want to make your bed look like an absolute sort of bombs hit it before you go out for the day and put the please make up my room sign.
Oh my God, I don't think it cares, bro. If I'm at going to a hotel is like shit scattered everywhere. I'm living out of the suitcase. I just have stuff and trash in a corner. Clothes are on the ground. It's like a pigsty, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck, right? Because I'm only there for like 2 days.
On the door, but you don't need to do it yourself because that's part of what you're paying for. You don't get a reduction in your room rate. So, no, you don't need to make your bed. Just tidy up nicely. How should you get the waiter's attention? None of this. All that.
I kind of just stare at them until they glance my way. Like this. And then they walk towards me. I wave at them. Oh, that's rude. Yoo-hoo! You fucking wave them over. Hello! Get them to walk over.
No, oi.
No, you just stare at them.
Don't need to shout. It's simply done with...
Ooh, I have done the check. If they're far and we want to leave, I go, if they look at me, so they don't need to walk over. You know, you do that. Little pen, bring it over.
Body language. So you sort of sit up and back, eye contact, hand at the level of your eye is absolutely fine. And if they're well trained, they should come over. The main differences between the USA and Britain in terms of manners. Well, it's not all doom and gloom in America with American manners. And I think there's a lot that Brits can learn from Americans about general sort of interpersonal skills in particular. I think in America, the default setting, if an American meets a new person, is that we like you until you annoy us. Whereas in Britain, our default setting is we're a little bit suspicious of you until we get to know you. And then we warm up. Whereas in America, it's so full on. And then potentially peters off when they get to know you and think you're a bit of a twit. But I think it's probably better.
Wow, I kind of like the British thing better. You know, a little more hostile, warm up to somebody, now you fuck with them, you support them, versus like, I mean, that's just like fake. I think he's describing somebody being fake. Like somebody fucking with you and then something happens and now they don't fuck with you. Versus like, you know, I don't know you yet. Oh, now I like you. Now I'm riding with you.
To just sort of start seeing the positive in people than be a little bit suspicious and wary, which we are in Britain. And maybe that's because we're a small island nation and they're not. I don't know. What is posh? It's a great question. I mean, for a start,
rich.
You wouldn't really seriously use the word posh if you were posh. We like the term upmarket, which is a bit nicer, or smart. They're a smart couple. is better. Posh is a bit naff as a word.
Joey, this guy's speaking another language.
Unless you're using it ironically. But actually, certainly in Britain, what posh doesn't necessarily mean, is not linked to money. It is a state of mind. And actually in Britain, the truly smartest people aren't as fussed about material possessions.
Where does posh come from?
Some people think that Port out starve at home is the origin of posh, and that was supposedly because of...
What does posh mean? What does posh mean? Bro, posh definition. Elegant, stylishly luxurious, in a refined or upper class manner. Rich. Posh. Fancy rich.
Type of cabin that you might have on a crossing.
Elegant. I'm not using elegant. Fancy rich people. Posh.
That's been debunked
You're 15 with a Louis Vuitton bag. You're posh.
numerous times, so it's got nothing to do with that. We don't quite
You're a rich kid.
know where the origin of posh comes from, but we all know what it means. Is it fine to play music aloud in public? No. Again, watching videos on your phone without headphones, playing music just because you're...
Yo, guys at the gym that don't have earbuds and play music out of their iPhone. You encounter one of those. Dude, it's always somebody over 35. It's a guy every time playing fucking music out of his fucking iPhone, bro. Sitting on a bench next to him that he's not using. Yo, corded earbuds are like $1, big dog. Fucking get him. What? And then he's playing that over the gym music, because gyms always have music. So it's the gym music, and the gym music's always some bullshit radio. You know, fucking some shit that would be on like Despicable Me. Because I'm happy, long, if you feel like happiness. Yeah, and then he's playing fucking, Drake. And you're listening to something else. So now you're hearing 3 things at once. It's horrible.
Phones doesn't mean to say you should. I want to come up with some sort of GoFundMe type thing where we all can carry around you can't get on public transport anywhere in the UK or indeed elsewhere. But we GoFundMe where everyone has at least 5 pairs of disposable, very cheap headphones that you can just pass out to people and go, would you like these? And hopefully they get the message. That would be nice. Should you wear hats indoors? Oh, great question. No. I mean, so a gentleman's hat, such as a fedora, a Homburg, a baseball cap, they are all considered accessories. So
a fedora? Yo, if I see somebody wearing a fedora, I think if I see anybody wearing a fedora anywhere, I'm going, yo, what the fuck? What the hell is that fashion choice? My lady, a fedora inside. Dude, the one hat that's badass that I think people wear is like that British cap. What is that called? This. Not this color, but this hat is fucking sick. I love this. If you wear that inside, who cares, bro? Yeah, flat cap, like some Peaky Blinders shit. Yeah, that's a sick-ass hat.
Remove it when you come inside. The exception to that would be hotel lobbies or department stores or lifts, because you are transiting through them. But if you are walking into a restaurant, you're walking into a friend's house, for example, an office block, that type of hat comes off. If it is a
All right, but what if you're not wearing the hat? It's kind of just like resting on top of your head. Like if you're, like a 25-year-old Chad, and it just kind of sits on top of your head.
Traditional lady's hat. And
you don't actually push the flat brim down.
Looking like a hat you'd wear to a wedding or to Royal Ascot. That's often plumbed into the hair. It is considered part of the whole outfit, and so they may stay on. So it depends on what type of hat, but generally
So wearing it? No. Dude, that annoys me more than anything. What would that even be called? Where somebody wears a hat on their head, but they don't push it down? It's different if, your hair is just big, or you have what is it called, not 4C, but thicker hair. But guys that have my hair that just rest the hat on top of their head, dude, their hat like this. Oh my god, I found an image. Hold up. Just resting on the head. It's not hunkered down because they don't want to fuck up their hair. It's different if you have thick hair and it's okay, that would actually just mush your hair down. But dude, just having the hat rest on top of the head.
Most hats
backwards
are outdoor. They're there to protect you from the sun. There's not a lot of sun indoors. Which country has the best manners in the world?
The title of the video.
Well, I want to probably say Japan. I think they're very respectful in Japan. They're probably the only country that make the British look relaxed. I think that's probably my take on Japan.
Etiquette-wise?
And Singapore.
Or, like, manners?
Singapore, also very polite as well. It's probably not a Western country, is the answer to this question, which is quite, as a Westerner, is quite sad. What are the 3 most important things you think everyone should know or learn? You can never say please, thank you, and sorry enough. Please and thank you in particular. You need to have good eye contact when you speak with people. And you should always be more...
I struggle with that. I don't like that. I don't want somebody to have good eye contact. I want you to, like, glance at me. If we're having a conversation, I'm going to look at you kind of like this, and then I'm going to, you know, say we're just, you know, talking. This is probably kind of how I'm making conversation. I'm kind of like looking around the room. I glance at you. When you're talking, I'm looking right at you. That's how it works. If you're talking to me, I'm staring at you. If I'm and then the second I start talking, I'm probably going to glance, you know, back and forth. And that's what everybody does, I feel.
More interested in other people than interested in yourself. What's the politest way to end a conversation you don't want to be in? If it's a group of people, it's very easy.
I have to go. Bye.
Just to sort of go, basically. I mean, I would sort of just say, I'll see you all later, and off you go. And the conversation can continue, or I'll be back in a minute. That's fine, even if you're not. But if you're talking with just one person, it's quite difficult. Ideally, I mean, we've all been that person at a party with no one to talk to. Nobody likes it. So try to introduce them to someone else before you exit the conversation. That's always better.
Bro, the worst is when you're trying to leave. That's why the Irish goodbye is the patent pending method, bro. You're trying to leave, and then they rope you into a conversation. And then you're talking, and I'm, like, actively walking away from them, and they kind of inch towards me, and we're still talking. And it's like, you know, let's wrap it up. And it's I'm not, like, obviously I don't want to cut the conversation just at a hard stop, but it's like, let's kind of fast track this to, like, a goodbye rather than, oh, we're just talking for the next 35 minutes.
Should you laugh if you didn't understand the joke? It is polite to give people the...
I laugh a lot when I don't hear the joke, because I'm somebody that'll be like, what'd you say? 5 times. The first time because I didn't hear you. The second time because I wasn't paying attention. The third time because I didn't hear you. The fourth time, I didn't really understand what you were saying. And the 5th time, I didn't hear you again. So I just go, huh, yeah. And I'll laugh. And that's a risky play sometimes because you kind of just do a emotional reaction off of their emotion. But, like, you could really fuck that up. You know, you don't, especially if it's like a really loud area, you don't know what they're saying. So if you're just like, oh yeah, they're like, dude, I just told you my mom died. Oh.
Reaction they sort of want. If you understand why they think it is funny, I think it's okay to laugh. But you obviously don't want to laugh at something that you don't sort of understand in case you get asked a follow-up question, or in case it's offensive and you're actually laughing at something that's not really meant to be funny, but someone thinks it is. I always remember my late grandmother would cut out cartoons from the Times that she would find funny, and she would bring them when she would come for dinner and sort of show my parents.
Yeah, no, you give old people pity laughs, bro. Before my grandpa died, he would tell the worst jokes of all time, but I would just I would chuckle at him, you know? Because it was funny for his time. It was funny in the fucking 1940s, man. It's like, he would make a joke. It wasn't offensive, but it was something that's like, you know, it was like a joke about, he would say, you know, optimistic person says the glass is half full. Pessimistic person, it's half empty. The engineer says it's a design flaw. He would tell me that joke. That shit's not funny. That shit's not funny. That's like, and he would laugh. Like, and I would just go, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I got it. I would have to sit there and be like, yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Yeah, yeah. And then we would move on. Because I'm not going to be an ass and not laugh, but you're laughing. Well, because, you know, and I loved him for telling those stupid jokes, but it's like, they weren't funny.
And my brother and me.
Explain it. Explain the joke. What? Like when you laugh? Oh my God, that's fuck to do. What, you laugh at a joke and then they hit you with you thought it was funny? Yeah. Explain it. Why is it funny? That's a method that Brooke will do to people that make like really like just sexist jokes, you just go, explain it. Explain, why is it funny? And then they have to go, oh, because women can't drive or something like that. And then it's like, all right, now it kind of defeats the joke, because it's like now you're outwardly just saying like, oh, it's funny because of this. And it's just like the most surface level, lame, fucking like chud joke.
And James and I didn't really find them very funny, but we sort of go, oh, that's very funny. That's excellent. And my parents just go, oh, I don't really get it. And Granny looked so upset. And I remember saying to
my granddad used to tell me Nazi stories all the time. He was actually weird, bro. What? Like he was telling you stories from the war? What do you mean?
My parents, just laugh. Just give her a little laugh. So I think sometimes it's okay to politely laugh in the interests of good manners.
There was a young lady of 18.
All right. Well, that was a fun video. Love this dude. Heard him on the radio lots of times over the year. Heard him on the radio. Who's tuning into the fucking radio anymore? Jesus.
People could do the mildest thing and it will trigger disgust. Like, most of my actions are very controlled. They're very precise and planned out. But sometimes I do have a rage attack, and I worry that one day it might go too far.
What does a rage attack look like?
So I've been told that it looks like the soul has left my body. My eyes look a lot darker. I have previously attempted to hurt someone with a knife. I've pushed people down flights of stairs. And the rage attack is kind of like just irrational. Like, you can't talk me out of it. Like, I need the time to calm down. Because if anyone is getting in the way of that, they're going to be a casualty, unfortunately.
Do you feel
Bro just used the term casualty.
joy and happiness?
Yes, I do. I do feel joy. I feel happiness. I feel happy for others if they are part of that call, because I see that as myself succeeding. I also do experience jealousy, like and entitlement to an extent. So it's kind of like this baseline of...
I don't think that's just a sign from sociopaths, though. I think it's very common in friend groups for people to feel jealous of other friends' success, when you got to realize, like, you got to prop up your boys, you know what I mean? Like, witnessing your friends succeed, you should always be happy, regardless of whether you could still... I don't think it's bad to witness your friend succeed and go, damn, I wish I had that, but that shouldn't take away from the level of happiness that you have for a friend. Does that make sense? Where it's like, say your friend wins the lottery. You could go, I wish I won the lottery. But you shouldn't be mad or, you know, upset that your friend won and not you. You could be like, damn, I wish I won. But you shouldn't be like, oh, okay, fuck you. Like, pissed off at them for their success.
And then...
Okay, not success. You know, winning the lottery isn't success. More so like luck, I guess.
Anyone can do something like that I find offensive, and it will trigger contempt, and then that'll mean they're out of my life. I know a child with this. What advice can you give me in terms of care? Well, firstly, no child has antisocial personality disorder. All they can have is callous unemotional traits and conduct disorder, which I had. If you have a kid who is showing the kind of callous emotional traits that you would see in a sociopath, it's very important to take that child to the right sort of therapy early. Because even when I was 21, which is when I got diagnosed, my psychiatrist, he's a forensic psychiatrist, he mainly works with prisoners, he wasn't quick to give me my label because he thought, look, you're 21.
Wait. Side note. Have you ever so like, she's saying she can feel sadness and happiness. But she doesn't feel empathy. So when she is like watching a movie, like a sad movie, is there never like a moment where she would cry? You know? For example, Rocket. This is maybe a bad example, but this is one of the most recent films where I fully cried that I can spoil because it's been a while. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Rocket's friends, if you remember. The bunny, the walrus. They were murdered. And then in the movie he goes, and it's like that, like a really exaggerated cry. I cried, right? So would she not get upset there? Or like in The Long Walk, I'm not going to spoil it because it's a great movie and I want you to go watch it. In the ending of The Long Walk, I cried. It wasn't affecting me. No way you cried to that shit. That was sad. Sociopath. No, I'm kidding. That was sad as fuck. What are you talking about? You're telling me the scene where the little bunny is like, and we're getting out, right, Rocket? Boom! He walks in and they're just dead. Like all of his friends are dead. Like that was sad as shit. I cried in theater. In theater. That was so sad. I cried the most watching The Long Walk recently. What are other really sad films that I've cried? I used to not cry in movies, not because I didn't want to, but because I thought it was weak to. Now, I love a sad movie. I have to be in the mood for a sad film, but like, I love going to like see a sad movie. I'll cry in public. I don't care. If I'm watching like a sad fucking film and I'm in a movie theater, I don't give a shit. I'll be like, it's usually never that though. It'll just be like a silent tears running down my eye type shit. Cars 1 and 2. Cars 1 and 2. What fucking scene in Cars 1 made you cry? What scene? Mater's death. Mater didn't die.
Eventually, he just realized that it was immutable in me. It was completely immutable. There was nothing that they could do to change that. All he could do was show me how bad the prisons were in order for me to not commit strong acts of violence. But yeah, no children can have this, and no child is just a monster from childhood. Like, no child is like that. Like, even when I was 3, I mean, my mum used to call me a monster, which I thought was, like, quite despicable to say to a 3-year-old. But, you know, it is what it is.
And you mentioned therapy. What is the purpose of that therapy? What's the kind of end goal?
Therapy was, I don't think it was effective in, let's say, curing the sociopathy or psychopathy.
No, I think it would be more so teaching her, like, hey, we know you have this condition. This is the ways that you're going to have to work around it to live a normal life.
It wasn't like that. It was more just managing the symptoms rather than treating them. Because the thing is with therapy, it can make you worse because it teaches you how to manipulate more effectively and which language to use to extract the most you can out of other people and still sound decent and humane while you're doing it. So I don't think therapy is necessarily effective, but it is.
Bro, I will notice the slow blinking. There's no way that's a true trait, though, of, like, every sociopath. But she blinks so slow. Like, watch her blink.
Fairly effective, but it is nice to have someone who you can vent to who won't judge you. Which,
like,
is fun. Do sociopaths thrive in leadership positions? Yes, we do. I did exceptionally well in leadership positions, in politics, in finance. It's just...
Yeah, aren't, like, CEOs of companies, like, way higher percentages of sociopaths and psychopaths than, like, any other fucking position? Like, being the head of a company, largely, you have a higher chance of being somebody that is a sociopath.
It's exactly what we were born to do. Like, we are born to rule, I believe, because we are not encumbered by, like, the ills of society, the society.
I would not say sociopaths are born to rule. I think that they're born to be put in positions where hard decisions need to be made and they have to be callous about it, but not a full leading position. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think you should have a leader that feels no remorse or guilt at the top, but I think that who that guy employs to do other segmented things, you could have a sociopath lead and do very well. But you don't want the guy making the decisions and calling the shots to be a sociopath.
We can make the decisions that would cripple empaths. Like, we are able to do things that will create profits no matter whose neck we have to step on. And that's really what you need in these positions. And I think also it's a constructive way to use what our nature gave us.
Do you think a lot of world leaders are sociopaths or psychopaths?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I don't necessarily want to get sued, But let me just say a lot of world leaders are very sociopathic, if not full-blown antisocial personality disorder. What stops you from acting out when someone like Bundy didn't? So Bundy had the privilege of existing in the 1970s when surveillance wasn't a thing, and we didn't have Uber, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have Meta, like tracking our every movement.
What does it mean Bundy didn't? Bundy did. What stops you acting out when somebody like Bundy didn't? Does that mean didn't stop acting out? Because Ted Bundy murdered 1 million people. Yeah, very weird that she's a privilege. I think she's saying that he's not some super genius, right? As a serial killer, he was privileged to be in a time that enabled him to do the things that he did without immediately getting caught. Like, somebody like Ted Bundy today would have been, you know, found the week after he killed somebody.
Meta, like tracking our every movement. When the police didn't understand how DNA worked, that was something that Bundy was very, very privileged to have. Unfortunately now, one thing is I don't have the size advantage. Like, I would have to do something very stealthy if I'm trying to get rid of somebody, whereas a man can use physical strength to overpower somebody. Which I think Bundy was he had the freedom to do it. He had the motive to do it. That was the only thing that really gave him joy. Whereas I can get joy out of other domains, even if it means like turning down my sadism. I can still get joy from other things that I do, which I think the ones who are very violent and it's tied to their sexuality, it's kind of like they go to a certain level and they just can't come back. And so I always try to understand where that threshold is for me, and understand that if I go past that, I'm going to throw my entire life away. And I can throw minor things away. Like, I can throw away a year or like 2. But if I commit an act of brutality, there's like a 99% chance I will get caught because I'd be sloppy. Like, Bundy himself was also sloppy, but a lot of them weren't. There were a lot of
Bro, Bundy was the sloppiest serial killer of all time. That motherfucker got caught and ran away like 5 times.
them were clean about what they did. And even if they weren't, like, no one was going to catch them. Whereas for me, I'd get caught real quick. So I don't have that luxury. I don't have the strength luxury, and I don't have the ability to spend a long time incarcerated. And I understand where my threshold is. And
wow, she's talking about this in a very matter-of-fact way. Like, not that she's basically saying that she doesn't kill people. The way that I'm feeling like this is like she's saying she doesn't kill people not because she doesn't want to, but because it doesn't make sense to.
Whereas for me, I'd get caught real quick. So I don't have that luxury. I don't have the strength luxury, and I don't have the ability to spend a long time incarcerated. And I understand where my threshold is, and clearly a lot of these people didn't, especially Bundy.
Do you think what he...
Brady said, I feel like she needs to be institutionalized. I don't know. I feel like she is I think she knows that she has these weird, like, I guess, urges, but she's, like, not acting on them is the way that it's, like, being portrayed. Like, she has these rage moments where she probably has maybe felt like she wants to kill somebody, but didn't.
He did was wrong?
Yes, I do think what he did was wrong. I do think he deserved the death penalty, and I do think he could have never been rehabilitated. I believe that he would have tried to escape again. Ted...
Yeah, I think I've had the take with prisons that I think the U.S. focuses too much on punishment rather than rehabilitation, but I think there is a type of criminal such as, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, where they are too far gone. They have crossed over the horizon and they'll never return, right? Like, there's a level of being crazy where you can't come back.
If sociopaths ran the world, what would get better? Our transport systems, they'd be a lot faster. We would get to where we need to be because we have to backstab some people on time. We would be...
I feel like that's just like a random throw out guess. I think in certain countries, sure, but it's more so like what are the wills and aspirations of the individual that's in power, right? If the sociopath in power doesn't give a fuck about public transportation, they're not going to implement public transportation. Like that, I feel like that's just not true.
Excellent surgeons, so hospitals would be of the highest quality if you could afford to go, because we just want to have material gain. We want to have material gain, we want to have social dominance, and we want to live in a world that worships the kind of people that we are. So we would create the most efficient but heartless city and country if we.
I could get under the idea that like a sociopath isn't necessarily just like it is for financial gain, but a sociopath isn't necessarily going to fully lean into just like a hardcore, unmonitored, monopoly-esque capitalist society, because that would be like a short-term gain, long-term downfall. So, like, even though they wouldn't care about the people at the bottom, they would realize that they have to for the purpose of bettering themselves. Like, even if you are a sociopath and you're in power and you don't care about poor people, you have to care about poor people, because if the poor people get so bad that they can't work and survive, then your entire economy collapses, because people at the top need people at the bottom.
Do you think humanity would survive if everyone was a sociopath?
Yes, I think it would be a very productive society. It would be
Well, then it would just be the norm.
very streamlined. We would probably have more deaths, more murders, more violent crime, but our whole budget, it would run pretty well, because we have the control, we have the desire to take as much of that profit as we can. So with everybody trying to take it,
I'm going to full disagree, because if you would have to restructure the entire government to basically have like an individual, like we would have to run like an oligarchy society, because if you had sociopaths in every single part of parliament or office, rather, like if you had the entire House, the entire Senate, all of Congress is a sociopath, they're all going to be manipulating in a way that they're trying to get self-gain, which kind of actually seems like what's happening right now. But
do you wish you were different? No, I like my life. I like who I am. I like how I can do things that other people would be scared to do. I like that I take risks. I like that I'm able to find connection with people in a way that they find meaningful. I'm glad that I don't have to worry about rejection, anxiety, abandonment. I just don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be real. I don't give a fuck about losing people. If someone is offended by something that I do, all right, piss off. Sayonara. I don't care. If someone thinks that...
Chat, for all the people that saying she's mental, she's stoned, she's not mental, she's not stoned. She's a diagnosed sociopath. This is the entire point of the video. What are we doing? What are we saying? She's insane. What is she talking about? That's the point of the video. Is she is a diagnosed sociopath. She does not feel empathy for other people.
That I need them to live, I will cut you off. Like, I managed to cut off siblings who I lived in the same room, same house with. Like, literally, I didn't talk to my brother for about 2 years, and we lived in the same house. So it's kind of it's very freeing, and I appreciate that. I appreciate not being hung up on guilt and feeling shitty about situations I can't change. I only think of the present. I don't think about the past. I don't think about the future. I live life properly. Have you ever...
I do understand the freeing aspect of that sense. Like, she doesn't hold any regret. Like, the regret wouldn't consume her, which is good and bad, depending on what it's about.
I've been in love. I've been in love twice. I'm in love now. I think for me, love is an act. It's not a feeling. I will appreciate someone's value in my life, and I will decide to love them. I will do whatever's in their best interest, because I see them as an extension of myself, and I would never want myself to be harmed. So if anyone with me is, you know,
Bro, she reminds me so much of that artist from Dexter. What is that woman? What is that woman's name? From like season 2, Lila.
Attacked or bullied
From
or
Dexter.
treated poorly by anybody. I will be there no matter what, and yes, I would risk prison for them, because if someone's going to harm them, then I would rather neutralize that and then go to prison than allow that torment to continue. So in terms of romantic love, I think my loyalty is second to none. And if I've decided to be in a relationship with you, I will put you above all else. And I will every single day love you as an action. And I don't just do flowery words. Like, I will go out and do the exact things that make that person happy. And I think it's a more effective way to love than empaths.
Can two sociopaths be in a relationship?
Yes, two sociopaths actually could be in a relationship, but they would be in a power struggle constantly and like trying to outplay each other. or they could become notorious.
I just couldn't get behind the idea that you would have the worry of being with a sociopath that could theoretically just discard you at any moment and not care. Like, you could be in a loving relationship with a sociopath, knowing they're a sociopath, and then they could, like, I'm not saying they would do this, right? Because she values the idea of a relationship and values loyalty and values love. But, like, theoretically, you could have somebody that's a sociopath flat out cheat on you, not feel bad about it at all, and then just leave you.
How manipulative are you? I am the most manipulative person you will ever meet. Like, I am so good at it. I don't mean to boast, but like, my manipulations are so fantastic. And I can lie better than I would say anybody. I would pass a lie detector test so easily.
Wow.
The lies are what makes the sociopath. The lies are the only things keeping us going. Okay? We are so good at lying. That's like our number one like hobby, our number one skill. Lying is like, it's like breathing oxygen. Because it's not a lie if you believe it.
Have you lied during this interview?
No, unfortunately I have been honest. As goes with the territory, I was informed that
Oh, well, this would be a pointless interview if she lied during it, because then we wouldn't actually be understanding what it's like to be a sociopath. So thankfully, or hopefully, she didn't lie, because then this was an entirely meaningless video. The eyes are pretty soulless. She matches her own description perfectly. Honestly, yeah, dude. She had very, like, cat-like eyes. I don't have the luxury of killing somebody without getting caught. Phew. Description that she doesn't have the luxury to harm somebody's crazy. All right. I gotta piss real quick.
Mass going in a circle. Terrence has been doing this shit for years now. Nothing has changed about that. But
why are you able to Google? I understand being able to yo, chat, I really want to start saying just Bing it. Instead of let me Google it. I want to start that up. Can we start that, chat? When you want to look up something, just say I'm gonna Bing it. Anyways, but like, I understand being able to Google, or I understand being able to Bing Google or Google Bing, right? But why am I able to Google a search engine that I'm already on? That's just, why is that even, I feel like it should be like error. This is stupid. Why are you Googling Google?
the difference today is that he's found a new community of idiots who believe in what he's saying because of him going on these influential podcasts. When this dude goes on Joe Rogan to spew the same exact debunk.
Oh, let me Bing that. See, that's what I just gotta start saying that. Let me Bing it.
What he's saying because of him going on these influential podcasts. When this dude goes on Joe Rogan to spew the same exact debunked math, Joe just eats it up with no hesitation.
Pull out your calculator, and I want you to enter the square root of 2 in there.
Bro, what the fuck is his point, though? That math is wrong? Or that we're, like, living in some simulation paradox that he's found the key to? Like, what is him and Joe Rogan's podcasts are, like, 3 hours long. What the fuck are they talking about a calculator problem for that long?
And quantum physics equation has that square root of 2 in there. We've been living in this lie, this fostered lie.
Oh my God, he has a t-shirt that says square root of 2.
For so long. Because
and what's the solution to that?
One of the most interesting conversations I've ever had with the great and powerful Terrence Howard. It's a wild one, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mixed reviews. But as crazy as some of the things this man is saying are, he's clearly brilliant. And if he's right, it's going to change the world.
I mean, it's true. If you want...
It's going to change the world how? Like, even if he was right, what's next? Like, he's just like, dude, shit's crazy. Square root of 2. How is it square root of 2 still?
To see brilliance, just take a look in the comment section. You'll find just the pinnacle of human intelligence.
The fact that he had the fortitude to challenge math at the highest level, even if he's wrong, still gives him credibility. I dislike people that berate him for having the guts to speak up and articulate his viewpoint.
I don't understand this logic at all. First of all, he's not challenging math at the highest level. This is like first grade fucking math that he doesn't understand. And second,
it's like algebra 1. Algebra 2.
Just because you challenge something that is already concluded doesn't mean you're doing so with any expertise. You can just be a fucking idiot. You would think that people would see through it, but unfortunately, being a confident, uninformed dumbass actually has a persuasive psychological effect on less knowledgeable people known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's basically where people who are less knowledgeable about something tend to overestimate how much they actually know, and that lack of knowledge then drives their confidence about that.
Well, it's the Dunning-Kruger effect, but that's also why, like, early philosophers would say, I know that I know nothing. Like, being smart is the recognition that you are stupid.
because stupid people think they're smart, but smart people know they're stupid.
And that same confidence is capable of convincing those who are just as, if not more, ignorant as them. Modern podcasts are the embodiment of this.
MMA vaccine is absolutely connected to a host of serious, debilitating fucking problems that kids have gotten from them.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Joe Rogan, Mr. Scientist. Are you saying that we shouldn't
Don't do that. Don't call me Mr. Scientist. I'll start mocking you, and it's so much easier to mock you.
5 minutes later. This is a long conversation that we're not going to have on this podcast because I'm going to get angry because I've researched this for years.
But you're not a scientist.
I don't have to be a scientist
Yeah, you
to
do.
know that.
Yes, you do.
No, Brian, shut the fuck up.
It's dudes sitting behind a microphone talking with confidence for hours about shit they know nothing about behind big budget sets. To the average person, something about the presentation will likely captivate them even if there's no substance behind what's being said.
Yeah, because, dude, it would be a hell of a lot different if they were sitting in, like, a bum-ass living room on, like, a broken couch, spewing opinions about how, like, Tylenol gives you autism and being circumcised makes you autistic. Like, if they were saying that in a shitty area, they'd be like, this guy's kind of stupid. But the second you have, like, a nice set, nice lighting, they're like, this guy has some credibility.
It's a voluntary fucking lobotomy disguised as education.
Robert F. Kennedy did say that.
That Joe Rogan clip is a rare example of someone...
It does? Oh, being circumcised gives you autism?
Actually pushing back against the garbage being spewed on podcasts. In this case, the biggest
increases your chance
podcast in the world. But most of the time, people who go on these shows are able to lie endlessly with no pushback whatsoever.
You know, if you take a banana and you mix it with a blueberry in a smoothie, it voids the nutrients of that blueberry. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Theoretically, you know, if the Earth were round and you were to fly literally straight across, pointing the nose down to stay with the curvature, then you would just fly into outer space and land somewhere else.
What's the problem with microwaves? Microwaves, it basically bastardizes all the nutrients in the food, so you're just eating matter. So if you want to fill your stomach, you might as well just drink water.
Wow, so it cooks out all the vitamins and minerals.
Like, what is this fuck-ass opinion, bro? What? The microwaves are just heating up your food. What do you mean it's cooking out the nutrients?
So if you want to fill your stomach, you might as well just drink water.
Wow, so it cooks out all the vitamins and minerals.
I believe so.
Wow.
Top 3 educational podcasts, by the way. I was able to find so many of these insanely brain-dead takes from just this one podcast alone. The show has absolutely zero criteria for who gets on, and the host seems about as dim as the guest. And look, I'm not someone who believes that there aren't good or entertaining elements to any of these podcasts, or that they have to be 100% factual, or that the host has to be a hall monitor to every guest. But you have to understand that some of the people that go on these largely influential podcasts are either grifters or straight up insane and using these platforms to promote their nonsense because they know they'll be able to do so unchallenged. And you might...
Bro, like, why did Netanyahu go on the Full Send podcast? That makes, like, that just seems like a fucking weird last-ditch effort to get, like, the American youth on his side. Like, why is Netanyahu's going on the Full Send podcast with the fucking, the Nelk boys? What?
Be like, Habibi, the content creator's not responsible for their audience. They can think for themselves. Yeah, I agree with that. But I also think you should get shit on if you're just a useful idiot for someone else's agenda. Obviously, people who watch content have personal agency. But the point I'm trying to make is that we tend to underrate that the audience puts a lot of trust in the creators they watch. And it's very easy to manipulate that trust because content creators feel way more personal. You may not listen to a crackpot grifter selling you some bullshit, but if your favorite content creator is falling for it, there's a higher chance that you'll find it appealing as well. Think about it like this. When a company gets celebrities to do endorsements, they're doing it because they know that celebrity will give them legitimacy with their audience compared to just direct advertising. And if those companies later get exposed as frauds, the people that promoted it tend to suffer the blowback and wind up doing damage control. And in that same way, I feel like these podcasters don't have the...
Yeah, dude, there are some contracts. It's not every social media contract, but there's a few, like, ad agencies that want you to sign. It's very rare. Not common. I don't know if I just said it was common, but it's like, there's a few ads that I've done where there's, like, some points in the contract where they're like, hey, if somebody ever tries to sue the brand, like, we can rope you into it. And I'm like, no, what? Like, if somebody ever tries to fucking sue your company that has nothing to do with me or my audience whatsoever, you're going to try and get me in on that? What the fuck? Like, dude, but yeah, that is why, like, advertising in general, when I do an ad, it's not even that you're more likely to hear me out is the thing. If you see an ad for a brand and it's just a YouTube mid-roll and it's some random fucking voice actor that's talking about this product, you're just going to eyes glaze over. You're not going to listen. Now, if I do the ad and you watch me currently, you're not going to buy the product necessarily, but you'll at least listen to what the fuck I have to say. And that's it.
I'm just a podcaster excuse for when the people they bring on are essentially doing an ad for some pseudo-intellectual nonsense that they legitimize by being so easily swayed and uncritical. I've seen so much medical conspiracy bullshit legitimized on these podcasts, and the most prominent guy in the space now runs the health department of my fucking country. This dude has spread fatal lies about treatments for previously eradicated diseases. Diseases now making a big comeback in 2025. Obviously, podcasts are not the sole blame for this, but they play a big part of a larger misinformation problem, and it's frustrating because a media that I once had so much love and respect for is dominated by those keen on manufacturing and selling stupidity. Because podcasts are insanely consumable by design, this bullshit travels so damn fast. For every 1 hour of your podcast, you can easily farm a bunch of clips, and then farm a bunch of TikToks from those clips, and that doesn't even take into account the people that steal those clips and post it on their page. It's a factory of...
Well, it's less of an issue with, like, podcasts that just do entertainment stuff. Like, the Rizzler episode on Theo Von was just... It's slop content, bro. You're talking to an 8-year-old. Like... You're not really getting much out of the Rizzler in terms of, like, Rizzler's not going to be like, yeah, well, actually, I do think Tylenol causes autism. And in reality, this is my opinion on the Israel-Palestine thing. No, like, he's not going to fucking share his opinion on that. But then the bigger problem is podcasts that get millions of views where it's like you bring on these guests that are perceivably experts but actually have no credibility whatsoever. But they just say their opinion very confidently, and they have a following, so it seems accurate. People don't fact-check shit, ever, on social media. That's the problem.
The garbage engagement bait will spread everywhere, and the people responsible will profit. But I worry that as this cycle seems to have no end, we're at best producing an infinite amount of slop, and at worst, mentally rotting our society. Moral of the story, be critical about the content you watch. Don't take everyone yapping behind a microphone at their word, even if it's your favorite creator, and most importantly, if you ever...
Yeah, bro, I'm wrong. A lot of the time, I'm wrong. Like, I will share opinions, which is different, but there's times I'll say something and I'll get it wrong. But it's like, you gotta, like, if you're like, wow, that's an interesting take Joe had, don't just take it, like, check me, you know? And then fucking look in on it.
In your life have ever thought to yourself,
yeah, bing it.
Maybe I should start a podcast. Don't!
This is a paid actor posing as a homeless man raking in donation.
I enjoyed that. We're not watching this video today. We are going to watch a Get Rich Quick video another day, though. All right.
Going on upstairs, and you would just sort of spend the night together just to see, you know, did they pass wind? Were they pleasant to share a bed with? And I think we all need to bring that back. Worst thing to eat while following proper etiquette.
Bro, I'm ripping ass 5 times a night. Yeah, just say fart. Yeah, passing wind. Rip ass. Are they farting? Yeah. What does Brooke say? Dude, there's sometimes where I'll eat, like, if I eat a lot of, like, broccoli or asparagus, my farts will smell so bad, and it's so funny. She'll get, like, really upset sometimes, but it's so funny. I'll rip ass, and it'll be, like, a silent one. And, you know, 10 seconds go by, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, trying to, you know, keep my composure. And then randomly she'll go, oh, and then fucking get up. Oh, and then stand up. Silent but deadly. Yeah, no, the loud ones are usually normal.
Well, burgers are pretty, while following proper etiquette.
Worst thing to eat while following proper etiquette. Chicken wings. No, ribs. Ribs. What's the worst food to eat? Crabs. No, it's not ribs, not chicken wings, crabs. Going to a fucking, getting a bib and fucking trying to fucking, you know, peel out the meat and dunk it in butter. Your hands are covered in shit. It's not hard. I'm not saying it's hard. I'm saying it's disgusting.
Etiquette. Well, burgers are pretty sort of messy. I mean, sort of restaurant burgers where they are so big, you are going to have to deconstruct the burger. I know I get into a lot of controversy online for doing that. I think possibly my Esther.
Well, I'm not deconstructing a burger. If I ever see some shit where if they tell me the weight of the burger on the menu, don't order it. Don't order it. That's the Joe Bart rule of thumb. If they tell you the weight of the patty, They're about to wheel that bitch out. The bottom bun's going to be sopping wet, and it's going to be that thick of a fucking burger. Like they just took a packet of ground beef and went, and then plopped it. The fucking guy on coke in the back that's cooking that shit up mushed it, fucking just wedged it on there. You're at some diner. Fuck that.
America has been terminated, but it is better just to sort of...
That's the best. You like that? Chat, thin or thick burgers? Thin, smash burger, or not even a smash burger. Just like, I think like this thin or thinner. If the burger's that thick, like half pound, yuck. You can't make that taste good.
Construct it and cut and eat it with a knife.
Just stack multiple thin burgers. Just get 3 thin burgers.
And fork. Yes, they're delicious if that's your thing and you want to eat a burger, whether it's beef, chicken, or a veggie burger. However, it is a burger at the end of the day. And if you're trying to present a certain type of image to either the person you're on a date with, a colleague, a future employer, an ambassador, you know, whoever it is, don't order the burger. If you saw the late Queen eat a burger, all of a sudden she is not the late Queen because the Queen does not eat burgers. I'm sure the Queen did eat a burger in private, but in public you have your public and private image, and actually sometimes you need to not necessarily order the thing that you want to. Go back the next day and have the burger when you're not around other people if you desperately want it.
What do you think the Queen's McDonald's order would have been? A secret McDonald's order?
Oh, she was anyone's for a fillet of fish. She was. She did.
Filet of fish.
Is it okay to ask for seconds? No. If it is offered, if you come to my house and there is leftover...
Who the fuck asks for seconds?
Lasagna or something, I would say, would anyone like any more? That is fine. But if you can see some lasagna on the side...
Me? I don't think I've ever asked for seconds. I don't think it's rude. Usually you're just offered. Any situation where you want seconds, it's probably like a buffet style, no? Like if you're at a family dinner, they probably have more food than you need, at least in the US. From how I understand US family dinners, there's always more food made than needed. And so you could just grab what you want. You make your own plate. Versus like dinner actually... Do you guys have dinners where you're actually served? Like where they pre-make the plate for you?
And it hasn't been
No.
offered. Unfortunately, as a
No.
guest, you can't say anything. And maybe that's because the host is thinking, good, well, that'll do my lunch tomorrow. So I don't need to offer. Or maybe there's only one portion and there are 6 guests. And actually...
Thanksgiving? That's the one holiday where you're definitely just making your own shit. What? Thanksgiving? Your family makes pre-made plates? I would hate that. I would fucking hate that. There's too many things. I don't want somebody to choose for me. You know, I want to grab 3 rolls, a lot of bread. Getting a lot of bread because I'm not a big fan of the Thanksgiving meal. 2 pieces of turkey, some sweet potatoes, some mac, you know, other shit. And then you have like that one family member that's just like munching down like broccoli. Not broccoli, something vegetable-wise. Just munching it and be like, oh, could I have more of that? Yeah, by all means, buddy. You could have a whole fucking plate. You know, somebody want peas. Like mashed peas.
Someone's going to, well, quite a lot, 5 people could potentially get left out. So no, if it's not offered, don't ask for it. Do you break the rules when you're alone?
Don't care.
Leave a word.
You're trying to... Boring doesn't quite know. Where a little bit of was a fun. Swear. Is it ever okay to fucking swear? No, it fucking isn't. Let's be honest.
I'm cursing in casual conversation. At a dinner. At any dinner. The only time I will refrain from cursing is like when in class. Like when I was in college or high school, like I wouldn't curse. Not around my grandparents. I'm cursing. I'm cursing around the grandparents. Don't care. I curse in college. It depends on the professor. You know, most professors don't care. But you would curse in casual conversation in college. You're not like asking the teacher a question and be like, what do you think about this fucking thing? No, you just have a regular ass conversation curse. But like, that's different.
Yes.
I don't around my family. I mean, I don't know. Maybe certain family members I wouldn't curse around, but I don't know, man. I'm like 23 now. I'm like, if I'm really in a situation where I'm not allowed to curse, bro, that's like lame as hell.
People swear.
That's lame as hell.
I think if you swear all the time, again, it loses its currency.
Your mom? Yeah. What am I, 5? Yo, what? You don't curse around your mom? Yo, I am even around kids. No, if I'm like in a public setting, I'm not going to be like sailor mouth, you know, just ripping curse words. But in like a casual conversation, I'd still be like, yeah, that's fucking stupid.
If you're a Gordon Ramsay and you're swearing like,
around my mom, though, yeah, I'm cursing.
It's almost been...
Dude, I remember the first time, I keep pausing. I remember the first time I cursed out loud. I stubbed my toe outside and I bent down and I went, shit. And I looked around. It was in 3rd grade. I started casually cursing in like 4th grade, which might be early, but I was just I remember I thought it was cool too. I was in 3rd grade. I was like, every once in a while, I'd be like, fuck. Be like, that's badass.
Expected. And I think we tune it out. We don't hear it, which is unfortunate. If I swear in front of friends, they probably know that I'm probably quite irked because I don't necessarily swear an awful lot. Or if I'm
drunk.
I do swear, I'm sort of swearing for comedy effect. If you're swearing, and I'm thinking certain words, normally beginning with C, that people use a lot, and they sort of think it's funny. It's like, it's not that funny that often, to be perfectly honest. So use it sparingly. Is it more polite to be early or late? Well,
is it more polite to be early or late? Early. But I think being too early is weird. It's the vibe. Here, okay. An event early. You know, you got to be at a place of business, work, whatever, early. Your friend invites you over to their house. You know, come at 8. Don't show up at 7:50. That's weird. That's weird. I say that. If I tell you, hey, be here at 8, show up at 8:15. Don't show up at 8. That's weird. No, seriously. Because if it's like somewhere where if you're like, hey, we're going to be going somewhere, show up a little early on time, late's rude. But if it's like you're getting invited to like a dinner at someone's house, show up on time, if not 10 minutes late. Yeah, fashionably late. Not too late, but don't show up early.
It depends on context.
I'm always early. Bro, it's so awkward. You know it is too. Have you ever been the first person to show up at a friend's house at a gathering? It sucks. It sucks. You never want to be the first guy. If you're the first, I just sit in my car, that's the move. You sit in your car while somebody else shows up and then there's more than 2 people. I think it's different. Maybe, okay, I'm just saying this is a guy thing, at least. If it's a guy hangout and there's like 8 guys, being the first guy to show up, it's like, you know, it's now we're like a duo. It's not really a hangout. You know, you want to be like 3 people more. So it's just you and him. Now you're just talking, you know. I'm sitting here acting like that's not what would regularly happen anyway.
Text. Socially, if I said to someone, come for dinner at 7:30, what I do not want is people to be early. I would much rather someone was half an hour late than fine. Not want is people to be early.
Wait.
I would to someone come for dinner at 7:30. What I do not want is people to be early.
Yeah. Because you don't want to tell them. You tell them a time knowing they'll be like 15 minutes late, and that gives you that leeway to be like, oh, fuck, I forgot to do this. I got to get this done real quick.
I would much rather someone was half an hour late than 5 minutes early. I'm probably not ready at 7:25, but I will be ready from 7:30. For a business meeting, however, if it says it starts at 11, it means
maybe I am very proper.
Starts at 11, not you rock up at 11, go to the loo, log onto the Wi-Fi, get a tea and coffee, ready, and then sort of by about 10,
yeah, like a meeting, bro. Pull up 10 minutes early.
10 past 11, you're ready to start. So there you arrive a little bit early, ready to start at the time the meeting says. What do you do if you forget someone's name? I forget.
Never figured this one out. I'll never know. I'll never know. I just ask. No, there's a point where it's too late. You have the first day. It's like the first hour you meet somebody, you could re-ask their name. Sometimes I'm too distracted. and then it's like 8 hours hanging out with them. I don't remember their name at all. I don't remember their name. Maybe it was Mark, maybe James, maybe Jared or Michael. I can't really remember, you know, but it's like, fuck. Ask a friend. That's usually the play. The mutual friend that you met, you go, what's that guy's name? But there's certain times where you can't do that.
Hating people's names. I try to.
Like gyms, like at the gym. There's people I interact with at the gym, and I don't know their name, but they know mine, and I've known them for like a year. I can't, dude, it's well past me being able to ask for their name. Well past. Like that, how rude that would be. Hey, I know I've seen you like 50 times. I don't know your name.
Keep lists of names, particularly for restaurant or places I go. But if you do forget, particularly at a party, something you'll...
Say, how do you spell their name? Oh, yeah. Linux. You go up to, hey, how do you spell your name? How do I spell Mark? Really? How do I spell Todd? That's a bad play. You're assuming that they have a complicated name, you know? If they're a guy, realistically, if they're like a random guy, they probably have like a very simple name. Ask for their Instagram. Then they go, oh, it's just my name. I've had this happen. Be like, oh, you type it in. You got to ask them to type it in.
Very good friend Bob comes over to say hello to you. You have to introduce Bob.
Ask for their Snap. Yeah, and then it's the Snap username they had when they were in 3rd grade, and it's Fluffy Banana 83. It's not even their fucking name.
And the person whose name you have forgotten, you can do one of several things. You can either go, I assume you two have met. And then hopefully they go, no, we haven't. Hello, I'm Bob. Hello, I'm Steve. And it's fine. Or you do the introduction. You go, Bob, I'd like you to meet. And you go, I'm so sorry. Please remind me of your name. Steve. No, Steve, I know your first name. I meant your last name. Jones. Steve Jones, may I introduce Bob Smith? And you do it that way round. It's a complete bluff. Steve might clock to what you're doing. But again, he doesn't have to flag that he knows what was happening there. What are the best biscuits for dipping?
Oh, who gives a fuck?
How has social media impacted etiquette?
What are the best biscuits for dipping? That's a dumb question.
Big time. Etiquette has to reflect and adapt to the society that is around us. Otherwise, etiquette would not exist. And it's a shapeshifter. It constantly changes. And social media is such a big part of our lives. And etiquette is about interacting with other people. And how a lot of us interact with other people now is via using social media. I guess the thing that's springing to mind is the comment section, of which on this very video there is a comment section. And I'm saying this with love. Just because you can comment doesn't mean to say you should. They're not going to want me to say that because we want engagement. But if you've got something worthwhile to say it. But
oh, wow. Meanwhile, there's some of my chatters.
Don't say anything. If you...
Hi, hello, penis, just typing random words. We're in sub only right now, too. Let's unleash the goblins right now. See what they type. I'm free! And they just start fucking losing their minds. 6'7". 6'7".
You don't have anything worthwhile to say. Don't feel you need to. We don't have to have an opinion on everything. It'd be very boring. Should you wear shoes inside? So in some cultures, absolutely not. In Japan, for example, they're very big on removing shoes.
I think if you wear shoes inside, that's up to the house owner, or the homeowner, the apartment owner, whatever it is. You know, it's their rule. If I see shoes at the door, I'm usually taking my shoes off. I don't like to. I've said this before. I'll say it again. We're going back in sub only. I said it before. I'm saying it again. I think that taking your shoes off inside is fucking pointless, right? I would rather keep them on. I'm not going to be, rude and refuse to take my shoes off, though. Like, if somebody is like, hey, shoes off, I'm not going to be like, oh, can't do. That's a no-go for me. I'll probably take them off if I even think that it's a shoes off place.
When you go into someone's house, what
if they're dirty? Yo, what am I, walking in fucking poop? What do you mean dirty? What are your fucking shoes covered in, man?
I don't love taking
mud. Like, yeah, there's dirt on the bottom of your shoes, like little specks, man.
Off shoes when I go to someone's house, unless, of course, I've walked through a field. They're caked in mud. They are very dirty. If hosts are that worried about their carpets, their floors getting dirty, just don't invite people round. Go out to a restaurant or something. However, their house, their rules.
That's crazy he's having this take.
So if a host does want you to take off the shoes, it would be very churlish to sort of refuse to do that. If you
Very
are one
churlish.
of the sort of the shoes off brigade and you want your friends and family to take off their shoes,